Well, I know, but
oh, gotcha.
She's got to set it up, and I didn't set it up before I left.
Oh. All right. Oh, we're live. What's up? What? What's going on? It is the live stream lounge. We've got a couple technical difficulties, but it's all good. So excited. We have an amazing show for you guys. Aaron G is in the house. He will be here momentarily. So first, we are going to hang out and make some drinks. I'm going to get his drink ready for him. James, are we doing the usual?
Doing the usual, my guy.
Oh my gosh. And but listen, this outfit and this hat, what is going on here?
Well, it's always good to color coordinate. Got the
now when you say color coordinate, really what it means is black, maybe a little bit of gray, maybe little hints of white, and red. If there's going to be a color, it's red.
It's red, and you got to go all the way with just the nice the katana mask snapback, the rising sun with the, you can't see it from here, but it's like a hollow silver dragon.
Oh, you can see it
with the red.
Wait, do that again. I don't think we saw it. I'm looking over here. There we go. Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, color coordinated.
Little stag beetles from Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
Oh,
awesome. Well, dude, let's get some drinks cooking. So first up here, we've got the Kirkland cold brew as per usual. Get a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. All right. Then, James, how was your week?
Week was all right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Got some of this revolving sushi from Kura yesterday. It was pretty great.
Ooh, yesterday, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a good time. Did you get prizes?
Oh yeah. You have to go through 30 plates to get 2 of those capsules.
Oh my gosh. So revolving sushi, for those of you that don't know, it's literally what it sounds like. It's a restaurant where sushi, it's like from the future. There's like conveyor belts and sushi just moves around. And when you see something you want, you just grab it. It's so good. It's so amazing. And if you don't see what's going on, you have like a computer, you can punch stuff in, and then it comes out on this other conveyor belt really fast. And then the more you get, you like unlock anime, little videos, and then you win prizes and stuff. It's so cool.
Right now they've got a My Hero Academia theme for
for the
little prizes. So
you're kidding?
Oh yeah.
At Kura?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Surprised I didn't see more weebs there, but it's all good.
I think it's time for me to go back.
Wait, have you seen My Hero Academia?
No, but I know what it is, and all my students talk about it quite a bit. All right, so next up is the we are going to do some fun flavors. Throw that in here. And let's see. So James, we have, and actually, wait, do we have our special guest almost? So we've got mocha, cookie dough, peanut butter cup, vanilla bean, glazed donut, butter toffee, and salted caramel.
Hit me up with that mocha.
You got it.
Technical difficulty all around. I think we're good.
We're good now? All right. So we got a little bit of mocha in here. We've got butter toffee here.
How about your week, Matt? What's been going on?
My gosh, this crazy Kickstarter. It's been so fun, and it's just been exciting dropping like new stuff. There's just new stuff happening each day. There's a new article or dropping a new video or a new contest. And it's just been awesome. Everyone's been so receptive to everything. So I'm excited. I'm also excited for it to be over because I'm excited to get back on a regular sleeping pattern. And oh my gosh, the live stream on Friday, that is going to be off the hook.
Off the his hook.
So we've got one more here to make. Aaron G will be here real soon, but we'll mix these up here. So the live stream lounge, oh my gosh, Friday. It starts Friday. This is Eastern time that we're talking here. Friday morning at 1 in the morning, it's going to start. So it's kind of like Thursday night, late at night at 1 in the morning. Technically, it's Friday. Some of you might be saying, wait a minute, the Kickstarter ends at midnight. It actually ends at 11:59 p.m. Why aren't you starting at midnight? Why are you starting at 1? Well, because the live stream is probably going to go for another hour-ish after the Kickstarter wraps. Just probably profusely saying thank you to everybody, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But we have special guests. We're going to talk about it tonight. We've got special guests. Did I bring my list? Oh, I didn't bring my list. But we have special guests the whole way through. Almost every hour, there is a new guest that will be in the hizzle. Speaking of special guests, I'd like to welcome to the party the Jinn of Wisdom himself, Mr. Aaron Gtv.
Oh my goodness.
What is up? What is up?
Hello, everybody. I love the lens flare. Unnecessary lens flare. It's awesome.
Oh, is that? Oh, look, we might have to do. Oh, it's not as bad as it usually is.
So sometimes even more.
So, Aaron, first up, most importantly, you get a flavor mixed into your coffee drink here. You can have mocha cookie dough, peanut butter cup, vanilla bean, glazed donut, butter toffee, or salted caramel.
Ooh, do you have a preference?
I usually go for the salted caramel myself,
Yeah,
although I
salted caramel
did butter toffee today. You want to do the salted
yeah,
caramel?
let's do salted caramel. That
All
did
right.
stand out to me.
All right. Yum, yum. So I can't wait. We have so much to chat about. Oh my gosh. We've already got comments lined up. I saw.
It's like, who is that guy? Why is he so devilishly handsome? I don't know.
We've got, oh my gosh, the history of Aaron Gtv. We're going to learn all about you, all the cool projects you got going on. We're going to talk ALADDIN 3477. We've got some reveals tonight.
Oh,
There is so much going on. It is crazy. All right. Here's a toast. Final week of the Kickstarter, ALADDIN 3477. Here we go. Ka-clink, ka-clink.
I think it's the first thing you've ever done that didn't rhyme.
usually they rhyme all the time.
Thank you for saving me on that
There we
one.
go.
All right, let's see if I go here real quick. We've got our intro, and we get the party started with a little something like.
Thank you. Hold your applause. A little bit longer. Maybe a little more. That's okay. I get it.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh.
And also, you're welcome.
So the first things last, we need to talk about, because a lot of we lost something, but first things last, we need to talk about Aaron Gtv.
Aww.
And I don't even know if I know where the name comes, the Aaron Gtv, because that's been around since I've known you, and that's been, I don't want to say how many hundreds of years, but I've known you for a long time now.
Yes. Aaron Gtv, where did that come from? Well, actually, it was sort of like the world is a stage, and you are sort of the star in your own sort of movie.
I like that.
And it's like, so what are the things that you do, and Aaron G, and if my life were a television show, what would be the collection of those things and what would the show of my life look like? So Aaron Gtv, it's like, welcome to the show. This is Aaron Gtv, and it's pretty much all me and all the stuff that I do. And if you like it, then that's good. We made it for you.
Love it. You know, David Lee Roth once said, "In my little corner of the universe, I rule."
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
Love it.
With me practicing too, being kind of like about me. Is I like growing up, I was never very impressive. It's like I was into music, but I wasn't the best musician. I was tall, but I wasn't the tallest kid. I was goofy, but I certainly wasn't the goofiest kid.
Okay.
And there were like 4 other kids that looked exactly like me in pictures. So
Yeah.
What?
I know, it was pretty forgettable. And then this was sort of my way of saying, you know, like, what is your thing? What do you have to say over this type of media? And it's like, you know what? If I had a show, if it was about me, what would I do? What would be my take on it? And it's like, maybe I could do that, you know, wow. And I just kept doing it. And then it's like, oh, AaronGtv.com.
Yeah.
And that's,
I like it. It's catchy. It's unforgettable. That's for sure. It's awesome.
I appreciate that.
I think of that a lot. Gosh, that would be a whole topic for a live stream lounge in the future. But like for artists, I kind of wish early on I would have had kind of a stage name instead of just my real name, Matt Bush, because I think it's kind of boring, just Matt Bush, But like, I wish there's like Madonna and there's Prince, or like there's Slash. And there's artists as well. Like there's an artist that I follow who's actually from Michigan, but now he's a famous YouTuber, and he's 1000, which is a great name because it's really 1,000, but like 1000, that's his name, 1000. That's so cool. And you'll never forget his name. And his real name might be, I don't know, Chad Smith. Yes, from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah. I tried to make a made up name. Smith. But John Jones, or something that you kind of forget.
Deutschendorf Jr.
There you go.
John Denver.
But like 1000, that's amazing. So I kind of wish, like, man, why didn't I, like, I don't know, have a cool name like Sparky or so, I don't know, just something that like people would never forget. One name that says it all,
to rule them all,
and that's
like Spielberg.
Yeah. And then it'd be an easy website. Like Matt Bush is pretty easy to remember, but a lot of people get the spelling mixed up, Yeah. So anyway, awesome. We've got so much to chat about. Can't wait. First of all, what we have to chat about real quick, because this is a big deal, coming up on Friday is the live stream lounge, and it is going to begin at 1 a.m. So it's kind of like late at night on Thursday night, but it's technically Friday morning Eastern Standard Time. We're starting at 1 a.m. and we're going to go for 24 hours. The Kickstarter ends at midnight on Friday. It actually ends at 11:59. And the reason I chose 11:59 is because, for my sake as well, but I was so nervous if I put 12 a.m.
Yeah.
Is that midnight or is that noon? And it always screws me up because 12 a.m. is midnight.
Yeah.
But that makes no sense because 11 a.m. is in the morning. And if you're counting up, what's the number after 11? 12.
Yeah. So
why does it then switch to 12 p.m.? That should still be 11 a.m. and 1 would be the switch.
I'm glad you think about this type of stuff. I'm exactly.
Now, if we had a 0 o'clock, then that would make sense. Then we switch to p.m. But it's not 0 o'clock.
Well, depends if you're on military.
No, it's not, James.
Oh, is it really military?
Oh, the military isn't it? See, look at that. Military solving problems, already done it.
James,
there you go.
Cheers to James, who always has this normally like useless knowledge that would never come in handy.
Okay. Yeah, baby, I know it.
James, do worms yawn? Sorry. That was the first thing that came to mind.
So anyway, we've got special guests all day long. Lots of fun things happening. Also some reveals happening throughout the day. We're going to be hanging out, eating pizza. You're going to be joining us at, I don't remember what time. 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Yeah.
9 o'clock, just like today. So
Deja vu.
It's going to be great. I cannot wait. It is going to be an online party all day long, and really, it's going to be how do we keep Matt awake through this whole thing?
I'll tell you how, with excitement. That's right.
That's it. All right, real quick. We need to talk more about stuff you have going on, but what are we doing first? We are going to go to some comments because I know some people are
comments.
waiting.
I
So,
love these.
oh
I
my
also
gosh.
comment.
Oh, we got all kinds of comments. What is up?
Share.
All right. Mike Heston says James trying to be like Ninja Fidgy. That's right. Totally matching. You guys have to admit this is here. We can switch this up
nice.
here, but you have to
Oh, that was
admit
awesome.
this is just like James. Oh yeah, be careful right there. Isn't that great?
Okay, that is awesome.
It totally matches James.
That would
It's
be
James
James's
Fidgy.
robot, too.
I mean, I don't have the little stamp on the.
Oh my gosh, James, you need a hoodie with that stamp
Oh,
on the back and that
yes.
stuff.
I would totally wear.
Oh my gosh.
And so would America.
It's waiting to happen. Oh my gosh. Birthday ideas for James. Love it. You're welcome, James.
And also
Cassidy
Will.
says.
Oh yeah, Casty Button.
For the
Oh.
kicks. No way. Oh my gosh, those are awesome. What an awesome gift. I want some kicks, Cassidy. James, haven't heard from you in a while. Hope you're doing well. I don't know about that. Hopefully, legend in a good way. Nice to hear from you, James. Hey, what's up, David Van Dyke? Says hello and to the
Hey.
chat to everyone.
Hello, hello.
Fruit Loop says hello. I don't know who this is, but I know you're in my class, so you better be doing your homework. DTE in the Hizzle is going to be hanging out with us on Friday. Tried to get him to watch My Hero. Oh, okay. Yeah. Dave Todd did try to get me to watch My Hero Academia. I'm working on it. I've been so busy with this thing called Aladdin 3477. So I'm
hot right now.
Well, now afterwards we're gonna watch some anime.
all right. That'll be my number one thing. The number one thing I want to do, I need to finish Zelda
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Tears of the Kingdom is
I'm like
coming.
more than halfway through it, but I just
I'm pretending to know what that is.
can't stay.
Smiling
Ted, thank you so
slowly,
much. And
nodding
Ted,
my
thank you, Ted, for all of your Ted has been sharing our stuff like crazy, not just on his channel, but or also on Premise Land.
Ted's a cool guy.
Which Ted is great. Thank you, Ted, for everything. Dan Phillips, what's up? How you doing in the Hizzle?
I know Dan.
Phillips.
All-nighter with Matt, and I'm on deadline Thursday and Friday, so this will be perfect. Awesome. That is
Stay awake with
great.
us.
Stay awake. And Mike says, hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
What up, guys? Ten Hun's real name is Peter. Maybe that's why he changed it to, because 1000 is awesome.
Oh, 10. Okay. Yeah.
1000?
Oh, it's a callback. I get it.
It's Peter.
Like,
We
yeah,
got to spin
man.
this around here.
People know me as Peter.
Whoops, not that.
In
This.
your face.
Military time all the way. John Rick, who's going to be one of our special guests. 0 o'clock is PM or AM. I did not. The things you learn. Screw the hoodie. Commit. Get the tramp stamp tattooed on. You know, I'm waiting. It's going to happen. It's
gonna
definitely going to happen. Gosh.
Yeah, right. Wouldn't that be cool?
Maybe we'll just get that on the ankle or something.
Dude, you'd have to commit. It has to go where it goes. I'm trying to think. Would that
Has to
really?
go
That
where it
wouldn't hurt
goes.
that bad. It would be. I think it's worse, like higher up on the spine, because I do have a tattoo going across my back, and shoulder blades and spine were not funny. Idea of drawing for the live stream. You know what? I definitely need to get this set up over here so I can do some drawing during the live stream. I think that would be great. Yes, working on homework. Awesome. Very good.
Hey.
Travis, so happy to see you. Can't wait for the premiere. Awesome. Thanks for chiming in. Thanks for watching, Travis. Miss you, brother. Dan Phillips. You know, my middle name is Aaron. So you're super cool, Aaron. Yeah, lots of cool Aarons. Faux show. Okay, real quick, I wanted to chat about
Yes.
let's see here. If I go back to this and then this, we dropped a video last Tuesday, the One Jump Ahead video. Did you see that? One Jump Ahead?
I saw it
Oh
up
my
there. I was like,
gosh.
oh, I'm going to put this on here. It's on my track sheet, and it is on my desktop,
Yeah.
waiting to be played.
It's
All by itself.
it's a music video to One Jump Ahead, but it's a remake by a YouTuber music cat named Jonathan Young. He does all kinds of Disney covers, but they're like kind of like punk rock covers.
Yeah, okay, I did see that.
Oh, okay.
And I thought that was your voice.
Well,
Was that your
it
voice?
could have been. No, it definitely was not.
Dude, okay. My brain just exploded because I was like, dude, is it his voice? It's kind of his speech pattern, though. It might be you. I think you could perform that song that way potentially.
Well, dude, you're just buttering my muffin.
No.
This would be a different live stream if he was buttering your muffin.
Welcome
Anyway.
to Muffin Buttering.
If you haven't seen this video, it is a lot of fun. It's only 2 minutes long.
It is pretty
But
cool.
for those of you that are maybe bummed out that this version of Aladdin doesn't have the classic Disney songs in it, this music video will definitely it'll make your patty melt.
Oh, nice.
So definitely
I
check.
can show you the droid.
There you go. So all right, so we need to talk about a bunch of things. For one, the main thing that I think most people know you for, we're going to talk about everything, but the main thing that people know you for is the voiceover work that you do. And you have such amazing command of your voice. You can do the trailer voice way better. Yes.
This summer.
Oh my gosh. And then you can do like Morgan Freeman. You can do,
Once upon a time in the faraway land.
oh my gosh, it's so good.
There's Christopher Walken too. I like it.
Guys, the first step is the most important step there is.
All right, there's only one more, and you can do so many. You can do as many as you want, but I don't want to like. I don't know. Sometimes I feel weird.
They
like-
happen anyway. I
Yeah.
feel bad because it's like until right now, like sometimes for some reason I'll go into this voice naturally, and then you realize how inconvenient it is when you've introduced yourself in the middle of a conversation. It's like, oh, what would you like, to eat or something? And I said, drat, I'm stuck in this voice now because there's no way to get out of it and say, no, I'm sorry, I'm not British, I'm just weird. But now I can say, no, I'm a voice actor. It's completely okay. It's completely okay. I'm a voiceover artist.
So I have one question. Will, we haven't heard from you much since the slap, and I'm just curious how have things been since the infamous Oscars slap?
I mean, it's rough. I mean, it's just like sometimes I try to be like doing things and saying things.
Oh.
Sometimes it's like,
Will, usually you sound more upbeat. You're excited about Aladdin 3477, a new version, a new take on Aladdin, though? That's exciting, right, Will?
I mean, it might be better than mine. I'm just saying. No. Poor Will. Will, come back to us. We love you. Seriously, we do. Oh my goodness.
So I want to know, we're going to go through the history of everything, but just in general, when did you discover that you were good at doing voices? And like, was there a time where you just spent evenings going through characters and trying to mimic and trying to figure out what they're doing in their throat? Because it's like, it's mind-boggling. Like I don't think there's any one voice that I can do like really good and spot on, but you can do so many. Like it's unreal how many you can do.
Well, thank you. I was a very lonely child. No, that sadly was true. But I would imitate. Okay, first off, are there any Filipinos out there? Because there are many Filipinos in my family, and they're talking like this, and they're doing different things, and so they're talking to me, and they're telling me stories, and so I would tell them stories, like my grandparents and all of those. I was like, oh my goodness, I do this, and so I would do those and entertaining my like relatives and my grandparents' friends, and then I would listen to people and it's like, you know, you kind of like make faces and you're doing things. Somebody says something and you goof off. Whoa, that kind of sounds like him. And then I started doing sound effects for a while. Shout out to Brian Nimmons, rock and roll. And it's like I did that, learned about recording and microphones, and then that led to music and a whole bunch of nonsense. But I know I like people, and those conversations lead to like just different perspectives, and the perspective is at the core of learning those voices, for lack of better terminology.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude.
So, but what's cool is because I was looking for perspectives first, it left this trail of work that I could do. And it's really only a couple of tricks that I do. But because of that philosophy, it led to I can kind of do impressions. And then I never thought of myself as a really good impressionist, but it's like, well, I can do that though. And then so I would go in and would do that thing. And it's like, well, you know, I'm not the best musician that I know, but I know I can kind of do that. And then we'd go and do that thing. And I just got better at it. And just trying to be the best that I can be and learn from everybody. I was like, oh, well, maybe I can do that. I can't do it great, but I can kind of. And then that perspective and that chase for finding the purest perspective, it led to all of these creative things that I kind of do, but then I ended up doing them fairly decent, and at least enough to get paid for. And it's like, wow, you do all these things, but I actually only do a couple of things that just apply to a lot of things.
I hear you.
Did I answer any questions?
Yeah, and in fact, you just kind of described my career, because it's kind of the same where, you know, kind of jack of all trades, master of none, but where,
Still
you know,
better than master of none. The one.
but yeah, I just, when I was growing up, there were so many different things that I wanted to do, and I pursued all of them, but I was never the best. You know, I was never the best musician. I was even in, like, when I was in school, I was never the best artist. And then when I got into doing Star Wars art, like, that was a whole new, like, wow, amazing. But now that I'm in this category, like, there's plenty of other Star Wars artists that could draw or paint circles around me, you know? So I've always been the jack of all, you know, the jack of all trades, and but enjoying every minute. And I don't know about you, but I just love the variety as well.
Yeah.
I think if it was any one thing, I don't know if I would be as fulfilled if I was a master in one thing.
Yeah.
But that's all I did for the rest of my life. I feel like as an artist, to grow and to evolve, I like, you know, dipping my hands in all these different pots and keeping myself just entertained doing new things, you know.
But because like I wasn't the best, and it seemed to eliminate the pressure of that. And it's like, well, I'm not the best. This person is the best. So I don't even need to try that. So I can just try to do those things. Maybe I'll try to do different things, and that will inspire that person to do something else. And so that's like I started singing because I knew a really good vocalist, Gabriel Canstracy, rock and roll. He was an amazing vocalist. And I was like, well, Gabe is the best. So I'm never going to be better than Gabe. So I'll just do these things, and maybe that'll inspire Gabe to look at those other things. And, oh, wow. So I was basically just doing that. I started playing like the saxophone because, you know, there's no pressure. There's so many good saxophone players. But it's like, so I got to experiment, and each thing kind of influenced everything else.
Now, on the saxophone, can you play Careless Whisper?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
It's
Okay.
like the first thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Every time I ask someone, they're like, no. Or I'm like, can you play, like, you know, Rio from Duran Duran, or Baker Street, Jerry Rafferty?
And we should have had you play Careless Whisper, like on the last.
Yeah. Let's go to some comments really quick, and then we've got so much to chat about. We got a thumbs up from Jake Paul Land. We've got Don from Parallel Fifth. Cheers, guys! What up,
dude?
Dude, you guys were playing an incredible, looks like a masquerade event that looked amazing this weekend.
Awesome.
Sydney B says, "Hi, Matt. What up, Sydney?" Jonathan Young does amazing Disney covers. And if you haven't heard it yet, I assume you have, because I think I put a link in the class, but that One Jump Ahead cover is amazing. And the music video is really cool as well. Aaron G, this is Dave Todd. Aaron G, the smorgasbord of voices at random.
The smorgasbord of voices.
Mama Rick says, hello, great to see Aaron G, such a talented genie. Travis Frank says, can you do Gizmo, Bobby's World, Howie Mandel? Gosh, I haven't heard that in a while.
Every once in a while it comes up and I have to listen to it, and then I can kind of squeak something out. I don't remember, but I know it's in this register.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can't remember his speech pattern.
Yeah.
But I'll get a lot of those type of things. Like, it's the voices that I can't quite do, but then I'll go and I'll like work at it and then kind of cheat. I was like, is this okay? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
But yeah, if it comes up, I mean, you want it in the voicemail, you can find me.
Eric Steele, Aladdin himself,
Eric
a jack
Steele.
of all trades, is a master
Man.
of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. That's the full quote. Yeah, and I can kind of see that. All right,
Yeah.
I'm down.
It stems from, it is better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Oh,
We're still getting.
I like it. Oh, still some.
notes on the flares flare.
Oh my goodness. Do I look better now? Look at me from the side.
That's still a lot. That's way better than it was last week.
Okay.
Because last week they were. Oh, I forgot to turn on like candles and stuff.
Oh, we need candles. Yes, a lot of the times what I do is I just purposely just floor the screen and just swipe down. So it
I
creates
thought
a
the flare on Aaron was
No.
going to add to the mysticism. So.
Well, it's always all my stuff has unnecessary flares, and it's funny because Abrams was talking about it, how he put too many flares in something. I think it was Star Trek.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "I'm addicted," and his wife called him out on it.
Yeah.
It was like a famous thing. It was like, "I'm right there with you." I put it on there and was like, "This is never coming off. Look, flares here for no reason."
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's a documentary. I know. Let's see. Can't.
That was like your slasher horror film.
Oh, 100%. Lens flares for no reason. Definitely watch that, starring James T.H.L. Polony.
Okay, it was like
T.H.L. is going to happen. It's definitely going to happen.
All right. So the official trailer, obviously, we're at over 2 million views.
Wow.
Still growing strong. Thank you guys
Holy cow, man.
so much
Thank
for
you,
that.
Seriously.
Isn't that amazing? That is just, it's so rad. The Recreate My Trailer contest. So we unveiled last week all of the winners. And what was great is there was a lot of people from cast and crew that recreated the trailer. Now, before some of you say, wait a minute, cast and crew, that's cheating because they what? They had no access. All they had was the same assets that everyone else had. And if they recreated it shot for shot, either doing artwork or household items, there was no advantage that cast or crew had. So anyway, it was fantastic. You landed an honorable mention, but dude, it was amazing. I loved some of the additional shots that you put in.
Thank
were
you.
so cool. And especially like the thing that just I thought made me look so cool. You said something like from the mind of and workshop of Matt Bush. And there's like there's this twisting.
Right?
Like,
Isn't that crazy?
like, what? Like it looks like a universe. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is my brain.
Yeah.
How did you like?
Well, okay, so shout out to Pixabay. If you don't know about it, definitely find it as a content creator. But they have artists and creatives. They go on there and they put their stuff just to be used, and then you can click on the things and learn about them. You can even commission them to do work. So I try to pay attention to resources that are paying attention to me, like entities that have, for lack of better terminology, so into my world. And so it's like, well, hey, I just go with the idea of, so what, like Aladdin, what are some of those things? What is kind of that bush? And then you just throw them onto a track sheet and paint out a trailer. And that's what came out. Some of it was from our conversations, like the world has been destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
Unnecessary, subs and 808s, all that jazz.
Love it. And your voice through the whole thing is amazing. And then my favorite part, though, is right towards the end. There's this part where the music, I'm assuming it's a voice, but it's like this voice. It just kind of goes, like kind of at the end. And then right at the same time that it happens, this camel out of nowhere just goes,
yeah.
It's such a great edit. Like, I just love it. So cool. Anyway, all of the not just the winners, but everyone, like there was so many good trailers. All of them were entertaining. Some of them were really funny. Some of them were just like really just like a flat out like, wow, that was like a really good trailer and different from the one that I had done. But if you guys want to see them, if you go to my not my YouTube channel, but the Aladdin 3477 YouTube channel, and the second playlist down is the Recreate My Trailer contest entries. It's got all 12 of them in the order they were submitted, and you can give them a whirl and check them out. Leave some peeps some comments, because everyone everyone worked really diligently on putting them together, and definitely follow these peeps as well.
Yeah,
for sure.
I go through, I just put it on, let it play. Because sometimes, sometimes you just get tired of music, or you just you want something there. You don't have to pay attention to it. So I'll have it on the screen over on the side of me. And it's, man, you just look at it. It's, oh my goodness. Some of it is like, oh man, it's really like, I never would have thought of it that way. But I love stuff like that. I hope that it influences some of my work, and vice versa. I hope my stuff influences other people.
So I want to talk, Aaron G, real quick about how we met part one.
Part one.
So part one, I knew I was going to make this project called Aladdin 3477, but the biggest hurdle that I had in starting was that I didn't have my Jinn. I didn't have my genie. So for a long time, I had this story, and it wasn't going to be Aladdin. And as soon as I realized maybe I will make it Aladdin, what am I going to do with wishes? What am I going to do with the lamp? What am I going to do with the Jinn? Like, oh my gosh. So I needed a genie, and I needed it to be something different than Robin Williams. I didn't want to just do because I mean, who's going to top Robin Williams?
I really appreciated that.
And Will Smith did a great job, I thought.
I enjoyed it. I wasn't even going to watch it. You told me about it. I was like, man, it was really fun.
Yeah.
I went through a phase where I was like super critical of movies and everything, and then it's like now I try to go where the director is taking you. And man, it just makes life more enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's like you go and it's like, okay, well, I want to see this. And it's like, oh, wow, this is, you know what? I'm going to go where the storyteller is taking me.
Yeah.
And
That's cool.
Man, it was really cool.
Yeah.
You can be critical, but if you look at things like that, it's like, wow, okay, this was really fun.
I think it's something that happens when us creatives, when we are filmmakers, or we make music, or we make artwork, when we start to learn the magic behind the scenes, like we really are into how things are made, we start watching movies differently. In a way, it's cool because it adds a whole nother layer. And if it's a movie that's really good, like we're watching going, that was all one shot. Do you know how difficult it was to do? Like there's like a whole nother layer. But as we're saying that, usually we're watching with someone that's like, oh my gosh, can you just enjoy the movie? Like, what?
Or,
like,
yeah, but
why?
the movie's terrible.
Yeah. So anyway, but I think it also sometimes gets in the way where we, instead of watching a movie for what it is and just eating popcorn and like you said, just following the movie like everyone else watches it, we get caught up in some of those little things that we kind of know what's going on behind the scenes. Anyway, with the Jinn of Wisdom, I knew I wanted a character that was larger than life. I didn't want to do the zany, again, I even though there are a lot of comedic elements, it's not the same kind of comedy as, you know what I mean?
It's actually not even the same type of comedy that I am.
Yeah.
Because when people meet me, they're like, oh, that's going to be perfect. You are that character. Well,
yeah,
it isn't what you think.
Yeah. And
You
that's
have to go there.
actually, that's funny that you bring it up, because I actually didn't realize that until literally until a month ago.
Was it the
I
reaction
was thinking
video?
about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have been where I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, Aaron is in real life is kind of like Genie from
Yeah.
like Disney's Genie. And I'm wondering, like, wait, is that what kind of triggered me into thinking you're this person that I need, even though the Jinn of Wisdom is nothing like
Yeah.
you in real life. Like you're just a really good actor playing a specific character.
I appreciate
And this
that.
character is very three-dimensional, but you have a way of being able to command. The other thing that I really appreciated, jumping forward into the filmmaking of it all, is the way this Jinn character is. There are moments where you steal the scene, you steal the show, and it's great. But also, this is an ensemble cast, and you were really good at knowing like what's serving the story, when to step in and to steal the scene, and
Wow.
when is it like, okay, I say a couple things here, but this scene isn't about me, so I'm gonna do what the story needs here, and not like overplay it, or not, you know what I mean?
really appreciate that.
It's like, and it's not an easy thing to do. Some people are just on fire all the time, or not enough, and you just, when we needed you to turn it on, you turned it on, and when we needed you to be this, you were that. And it was just, and it's not an easy thing to do, and it flows so well throughout all three of these movies. But there's something, and again, we're talking kind of cryptic here, because we really don't want
to give away anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And like even this image here, like this is kind of the teaser image of the Jinn of Wisdom. Even this is kind of misleading, because it looks like you're magically coming out of smoke and you've got like magic coming from your fingers. But this is not the traditional Genie where you're blue and you come out of, like we see you come out of like special effects and like
I don't show
granting
off my
wishes
abs or
and
anything like that.
it's just a different kind of, it's just more cerebral. And as you can, I mean, it's called the Jinn of Wisdom. You can kind of see where we're going with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was waiting, like, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to do casting. And like, I really need to know this character isn't something that someone can just come in, read. They did a good reading and, oh yeah, we're going to, make this movie for years. And you're going to be like, I really needed to know, so anyway, long story short, I had met you through the Rick Veer's sound effects libraries and stuff that you were working on. And right away when I met you, I was like, oh my gosh, like I knew. And I think that I'm pretty sure, maybe you can refresh me on this, but I know there were times that I kind of sat you down. We were kind of working on special effects libraries. I was illustrating covers, but we were kind of connecting and everything. I know there were times that I said, dude, I can't talk to you about it yet, but there's this project. Just letting you know, I need you for this project. We'll talk, but dude, just hold on.
Because I love that though. Those are all right. Let's absolutely, 100%. But talk to me.
And then I remember. Do you remember where we were the first time I told you, where I sat you down? I said, "Okay, I'm going to tell you about this project."
I believe we were there.
Yes, we were in the. Well, I think we were in the home theater. Yeah. And I remember sitting down with you and chatting and being like, "Okay, here it is." And what were your thoughts then? Because I remember you kind of had some reservations and like you were into it, but like what were you thinking back then?
That's hilarious, because there was so much going on like in that part of my life. Like man. So I had given up on being an actor. Because I guess I just didn't fit in that world. Actors, like what makes a good actor, I think, is that they're kind of like a piece of paper, and they have to be able to be flexible enough, completely flexible, to take what an artist gives them. And sometimes you'll use a piece of paper because of its texture, or because of the way that things will look on it, because you want it to influence the painting. I don't know if you know about painting. I'm going to tell you about this actually, because I'm very good at it. Stick figures mainly. But in my sense, or my way of thinking, I've always been very limited. So it's like, but I absolutely know where the lines are of my limitation. And there are these big gaps of where I do things that are like wildly crazy, and you would think that I'm like that thing, but it's actually a bunch of smoke and mirrors. That is the one trick that I can do in that environment. And that song on the saxophone is literally the only song that I can play. And there are a bunch of instruments like that too. It's like I can do something on the French horn. I think I can play that on the French horn too, but that's all I can play. So like, it's like, well, so here's the thing. You might think that I can do that, but if it's play the French horn, I can only play that one song. So that was my reservation. But what drew me to it was that there was something about like seeing that you're also a collector, and the things that you collect, it gave me a very like interesting perspective of the way that you think. And it was like there was a similarity. There was something familiar enough to myself to where it's like, I gotta know. It seems that I like this person already. It's like, why is that your favorite thing? Because that's not considered the 10 to most people. Why do you love that thing? And it's like, I gotta know. And then you were also, you were into making actual, actual pieces.
Like
You
the
were-
concept art and stuff. Oh, or you mean like the
concept
practical
art too.
effects? and
Practical
stuff. Yeah,
effects. And actual places. And at the time, like CG was being overused. It was getting easier and easier to use, and all these CG things are out there early on. And in my opinion, like early on things like that, they end up looking like what is it, King Kong?
Mhm.
King Kong.
It's just and it's
And
just
it was
dated.
so amazing at the beginning, but it was
Right.
just at the peak of that technology at that time.
Right.
And so it's like in the music world, I would tell student musicians, it's like, so if this thing defines your music, just know that you may be dating yourself if technology is the thing at the forefront.
Mhm.
And so but you weren't going to do that. You were going to do it the way that I had seen, like behind the scenes. I think I was really into that. I was really into like Jim Henson and the Creature Shop. And when I was a kid, I was like, well, I would have wanted to make a movie. And there was something about, it's like, I know people think that I should make a movie this way, and this is the way the movies are made. And you go in, you get endorsements, and then you kind of trick people into getting your movie done. And then it ends up being kind of nothing like what it was. But then you hope that if you get it out there, enough people are they're interested enough, you might be able to do the next movie. And then it doesn't usually work out. It usually doesn't work out. But you were able to, it's like, well, we're going to do this. And I want to do it with just my friends.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I was honored that you thought of me as a friend. And I absolutely wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to tell the story like we were kids.
Yeah.
And actually, I think, I don't know if you remember, when I first met you, it's like, I said, I wish we were friends as kids.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Because it's like,
I do too.
I think
we would have. Oh my gosh, we would have made so much cool stuff.
I know, and
Yeah.
I wore out so much of my body and so much of doing things like trying to find people who thought the same way that I did.
Yeah.
And it's like you just want to do a simple movie, and you want to tell a story the way that you want to tell it.
Yeah.
And it's like, can you just do that? And I said, well, no, you can't. You cannot do Aladdin 3477s.
Yeah.
But you did.
We did.
So that's pretty awesome. And it's like, I have to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing that. I have to be a part of that.
Yeah. And it's, it's just so neat that like, well, now we have found each other, and the future of moving forward and doing all kinds of cool stuff. It's just awesome. But I was waiting to find this thing. And then once I did, I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. I'm ready to go. Like, I'm not getting any younger. Like, this is it, pulling the trigger. And it was like, go, go, go. But there was one thing, as I was still like building like the spaceships and everything else, there was one other project that we did right before that
That's
that we put together. And I'd be remiss if I didn't share a little bit of Power of the Force Girls. So this is a full episode. It's a 14-minute episode, just like Powerpuff Girls, but it combines Star Wars and Powerpuff Girls. It's called Power of the Force Girls. And you did the voice of not Mojo Jojo, but Major Grievance.
Like, really?
Yeah, that's Aaron G who did the voice for that, and that was awesome. So a funny story is when Lindsay and I put this video together. We were going to do a bunch of episodes and just kind of do them for fun, and we did the first episode. We dropped it on YouTube, and after I put out press releases. I did everything to try and make this a thing, because I was like, man, the internet is just going to eat this up. So this is like a year before, it's maybe less than a year before we started filming Aladdin 3477. So we put it out, and I think after like 2 or 3 weeks, we put press releases out and everything. We had maybe 3,000 views. Didn't do much of anything. So we were like, well,
so cool though.
We had fun.
Yeah,
and that's why we did it.
Fun.
We just did it for fun, and that was good enough for us. But we made T-shirts and stickers, and we went the extra mile to make this like the next thing, So anyway, so funny story. Like, nothing happened with it, but I was like, you know what? This is a sign anyway, because I need to get cooking on Aladdin 3477. So I went to town on Aladdin 3477 about a year or two into filming Aladdin. Out of nowhere, suddenly, Power of the Force Girls on YouTube, I think it's at almost 4 million views now.
Whoa!
Like, out of nowhere.
That's so awesome.
It like blew up huge, and it's actually on Lindsay's YouTube channel.
Oh, that's
I have it on mine as
awesome.
well, and there might only be like 5,000 views on my channel, but for some reason it really took off on Lindsay's channel, and it's at like, last I looked, it was like 3.5 million views,
That is
which
awesome.
which is crazy. It's just and out of no, and I don't know. I tried to like figure out, like, was there message boards or something that like, how did suddenly out of nowhere, because it was like 2 years after we did it all, it was like nothing, and then like boom, it like out of nowhere it rocked out. All right, so real quick, I wanted to
that's awesome.
I wanted to kind of segue here into the designer toys for Fidji. So obviously, the first week we shared the standard Fidji. We followed it up with the inverse Fidji, which is one of the variants that you might be getting.
Nice.
And if you are in Aladdin's inner circle, you get all of the 6 variants. The next one is Kong Chiam Fidji. This one is the prettiest for sure.
Ooh.
The Red Star Fidji.
I love it.
Super cool. Looks just like the Red Star. And then last but not least, James Fidji, or
Okay.
it's kind of like the it's Ninja Fidji
That is
is
pretty
what
awesome.
it is.
I think obviously, well, for obvious reasons.
So
James one is probably my favorite.
So here's what I wanted to share today. There is one more Fidgy variant, but I'm not going to share it today. I'm not going to share it on the 24-hour live
But I
stream.
not tell that.
It's a mystery Fidgy, and I want to keep it a mystery until you guys get your Fidgies, and I want the internet to discover what the 6th mystery figure is. But I do have something with this to share today, and that is I wanted to show you the rest of the packaging.
Oh,
So early on, I showed you guys, this is what the top of the box looks like. This is what the side. I don't know what is going, like all week. Like I had a tickle in my throat last week just for the live stream.
Oh.
Then all last week, no cough, and then for some reason I have a tickle in my throat again.
that was me. That
I
was
don't
me
know.
too. Like I'm at the end of this cold.
Oh,
I got
yeah?
a cold right before a bunch of voiceovers.
Oh my gosh.
So that's why I sound like Kermit the Frog. Hi, Kermit the Frog here. Which is I can only get when I have a cold. But I only get those jabs when I have a cold. But apparently it doesn't affect some of the voices. So as long as I only get these, if I get this one here, like I did a bunch of these voices, and it's like, and I can do that one all day because he has a raspy voice anyway. And but I can't do my own voice, so it's like in a world. Oh, it's not working. In a world this summer, it doesn't work.
Oh my gosh. So we've got the side of the box, we've got the back of the box, but I'm real excited to share with you guys what the front of the box looks like. Would you look at that?
Would you look at that?
And of course, you can see there's the 6 Fidgies, but one of them is still a mystery. And you have to collect all 6.
Get them all.
Series 1 mystery figure. And the reason why it says mystery figure, the boxes are all the same, and they're called blind boxes for those. And a lot of people that collect designer toys or art toys know this, but it's a blind box and you never know which one is going to be inside. Now, if you want to know what the odds are, here is the other side of the box, the last remaining side that you guys haven't seen until now. Here is the side, and this shows all 6. Now, obviously, there's the mystery figure, which you don't know what that looks like yet, but this shows you the odds. So 1 in 3 are the standard Fidgy, so you're most likely to get that one. The Red Star Fidgy is 1 in 6. The Kong Chiam is 1 out of every 7. The inverse Fidgy is 1 out of 8. Ninja Fidgy is kind of rare. That's 1 out of 10. So that one's a little bit harder to get. And then the mystery, that one is the most rare. Only 1 in 15 are the mystery Fidgy. So that one, if you get one of those, man, eBay is unless you love it and you want to keep it, obviously. But those are the 6 mystery Fidgies. So I hope you guys dig it. Oh, and then
and they are really cool. I mean, I know James said this, James THL Polony. I know he said this before, but I was not prepared for how cool this thing is. Like
it's nice and hefty.
I mean, because it looks cool, but they always look cool on the like.
Well,
this is really hefty.
Too. So this is a
mighty.
It's a 3-inch vinyl figure, right? This also is a 3-inch vinyl figure. Compare.
Yeah. So
and this is a dunny. This is like top of the line 3-inch.
So if I were being attacked by a rhinoceros and I had only this to defend myself, I would probably die. I would still die. But I would look a lot cooler than holding this up trying to defend myself. There's really no reason for that story.
The rhino would probably actually feel that.
Yeah, we'd like, look, how could you, rhino?
But to a rhino, this has more details, and it looks like there's more thick compartments and things. Where this,
dazzle,
detail whatsoever, and it's so light.
Maybe it's one of his children. I don't know. Yeah.
And Dunnies
this is really cool, though. I mean, it's mighty.
It is. It's mighty for sure. So this is the box here, and let's see if I can do this here. So I thought if I put this here,
Hey, get out of there.
does this look cool?
Okay, that does look really awesome.
this illuminated box. I wasn't sure how it would look on camera. I cut the bottom out of the box just so light would kind of show through it.
The light.
So
yeah,
there's
idea.
the side, right? There's the front. It's glowing. This is just awful lighting, but it's the live stream lounge. It's like
live stream lounge,
just hanging out. Does it look better with the light off? That actually it probably does look better without the light on. But
I did appreciate like the lantern from below kind of look.
yeah,
Glowing in the dark.
super cool.
Fiji.
So I wanted to continue our story
Yes.
of how. Oh, and here's a look at the. For those of you curious, this is the kind of things that I have to, when putting all this stuff together, extensive work designing how these toys were put together, but also the box. I had to know how it folded and where everything went. One of the things that I thought would be neat, you can kind of see up at the top above the top of the box. I knew there was going to be a flap going in, and I was like, man, it'd be cool if it said something there so that when you open it up, you don't see what it says until you open it up. When you do open it up, it says Shiva to Believer, which is one of the kind of the lines you hear Aladdin say a lot in the films. And then also there's two flaps. Once you open the top side of the box, there's two flaps that kind of hold in the Fiji, which is wrapped in foil. But even the two sides have these little blueprints of Fiji, kind of 3/4 facing each other. But then it's got Fiji in Mandarin, or not Mandarin, Cantonese, and then it's got Fiji in Thai. And then yeah.
Wow. So how do you think about that type of stuff?
Well,
That's
the cool thing
pretty-
is the company that I worked with in China, they were able to send me a template. Once they knew the size of Fiji, they knew what the size of the box was. So they were able to send me kind of the dimensions of everything. And then it's like, okay, create the artwork. Like, wow. And then they knew some of the information, like the there's like the symbol for not for kids under 3, and in case they like pull it apart and choke on an arm or something like that. But also the what is it called? The what's
I'm not laughing at that.
recycling?
I will tell you.
Recycling.
I'll tell you something.
Well,
This is-
you get, if you don't put it on the box, then
know.
someone can
It's a
sue you.
liability.
You know, it's a
Because there was-
liability. Yeah,
And
and then
the
if
stems off of the Hi-Ho Cheerio cherries back when I was a kid.
This is, I remember if my uncle's watching, he's gonna know. There was a battery, and on the battery, it had a picture of a child. It said, "Do not let children play with the car battery." And I was like, so I look right at him, and I'm like, "Come here, boy. Come on over here. Let me show you something." Oh no, don't do that. Don't. Oh, we have a sign. We got a sign. Make sure people look. This is happening. We got to stop it right now. Come here, boy. There's one person laughing hysterically right now.
we've got a couple comments that we're gonna go to real quick. Fruit One Oop says, I got a question about the Fiji drawing contest. I can wait till it's brought up. We are going to bring that up in a little bit. So please be sure to ask it when we do bring that up for sure. Gotta head out. Good night, David. Thank you for tuning in. Bye, David. Aaron Gtv was terrific in the movie. Paul Michael Caine has seen the finished version of the movie, and he said it was fantastic.
thank
He
you.
thought you were great for sure.
Seriously, thank you.
BMK.
Zandy Gem says, very cool. It'd be amazing to see these sold in Lift Detroit in Royal Oak. Basically a vinyl toy store. Oh, I may have to stop in and drop off a boatload of Fidgis once they're available. That would be very cool. Okay, so I wanted to chat
Thank you.
about the Jinn of Wisdom.
Now, have people seen that yet? Because I saw it flashes on the screen for like 5 seconds. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, hold on, internet. Let
Yeah.
me see that.
So this is kind of, and you've seen, this is one of the 8x10 glossies that people are going to get signed by all of the actors.
Wow.
So, so this is the one for the Jinn of Wisdom, and I love it. It's just a profound image of the Jinn, and this is kind of your first look at what the Jinn of Wisdom looks like, and it's not really getting too much into the character or anything like that. And I noticed you're wearing actually
yes,
the nice.
yes,
Love that.
Well, yeah, on a
So
respect.
cool. So
Definitely.
cool.
I've never seen anything like this actually.
And you have a unique style that actually in real life it was life, or no, art imitating life, where part of what my vision for the Jinn was, once I met you, and you almost always were wearing black.
That is.
Sometimes you had
Yeah.
I don't know, did you wear
So
scarves before?
I had some type of scarf,
Mm-hmm.
and this was because I was always protecting my voice. At the time, I was in a band, my band, and it was very difficult to sing some of those songs.
Yeah.
I definitely wrote better songs in the future that were easier to sing, but so I was always protecting my voice. So I always had a scarf, and then I was like everybody who dresses the same all the time, they cite Einstein as, well, I don't remember that, but it was a really good idea. I didn't have to think about it. I just got, you know what? I like these shirts. I'm making a mess of them. I'll get a different one that's really the same, but it's a little bit different. I'll do that every now and then. So I had the same look, and then when you showed me images of the Jinn, I was like, well, I gotta do that. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, he already dresses like me. So like now, so I have I always wore a cross. So I always had a cross, like right here, and the one that I used to wear on stage
was a
right
big,
here.
beefy one. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the one I still wear that one when I go, dress up events.
Yeah.
This one's a lot quieter because in all my voiceover work early on, and even sound effects, you hear this.
Oh.
I was like, so this here, I'm more sophisticated now.
Yeah.
I'm married, so I just have to just streamline some things.
Yeah.
I just say your album is awesome. And
Thank you very much.
I have it in my car.
I appreciate that. Albums, yeah, I do miss albums. Actually, the reason that you showed the box,
Yeah.
because I would go and I would go to, there was like the I think it's called the disc or something, or record something. But I would go there after church, service, and it was a thing right there. This huge record store. I would go in. I was like, oh yeah, you get like $1 CD or something like that. And I would listen to the CD, and I would hold the cover and read the cover while I'm listening to music. And it's like, you can't do that anymore. It's not the same. My stuff is on Spotify, but it's not the same. It's like,
yeah. So the Jinn of Wisdom is just such a cool character, so profound. There is some comedy that your character brings, and I don't want to talk too much about. I just don't want to get into that. Your character is meant to be discovered, and I feel like your character is so amazing, but the less people know, the less preconceived ideas people have going in, the more they're going to love it. And so the reason I remember telling you this, and thank goodness you're a professional and you were totally fine with this. But I remember telling you maybe 2 months before the Kickstarter, we were actually going to see Scotty play at in Parallel Fifth. And I remember pulling you aside and saying, dude, just so you know, everything's going to drop in 2 months. It's going to be crazy. But when you first see the Kickstarter and when you see the trailer, you're going to feel like, man, I just feel like something's missing here, because we're really not showing much of the Jinn of Wisdom. And part of that is because I want the character to be discovered. And part of that is because as much as possible, I just wanted to show the first third of the film, maybe the first half of the film. And I know for me, a lot of times when I watch a movie, if I've seen the trailer, it's not that I try to do this on purpose, but my brain automatically, and I think everyone does this, when you watch a movie and you've seen the trailer, your brain is automatically going, okay, I think, all right, here's the one part from the trailer, here's the other part, and your brain is starting to check off lists like, okay, we haven't seen this yet. There was a thing in the trailer where, it's going to happen now. That thing from the trailer where there was red lava. Here, they're getting close to a volcano. There it is. There it is. Right? And it's just when you watch a film, there shouldn't be a checklist. You shouldn't be thinking about that. You should be just following for what it is. So
yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah,
because it's like you want to entice people to see, and you want to show the world, it's like, man, this is really cool, and I really want you to see it. And there's so many other things out there, and we want you to see it. So you have to kind of show a little bit. But it's like, if the best way, I think, if this were a real possible way of doing things, like, hey, we did this movie, it's really cool, we hope you watch it. And it's like, oh yeah, we'll watch that because we like really cool things. And they go and they watch the movie. This is exact representation of everybody else's voice. And then they go and see it. Oh wow, I went exactly where you guys were taking me, and I enjoyed myself. But that doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
And then, like, you always have to worry about, you know, if somebody goes in, they don't like it, they're very vocal about it,
Yeah.
and they just kind of throw like their perspective on it, or if they're doing something, it's like, I hope that people will watch it in the light that it was made.
Yeah.
And it's like, and with the light of, we always wanted to do movies,
Yeah.
and you want to do movies with people that you care about.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, there are going to be better movies, but this is your movie. This is my movie. This is James's movie. It's like, it's pretty awesome.
Where was M. Night even trying to take me when I saw Last Airbender? I'm still figuring that out.
Well, there is air, and it is flexible. Okay.
So I wanted to reveal, because we've got some reveals tonight.
Oh, reveal.
There is a brand new minifig, and I don't have the actual minifig here. And part of that is we got a little bit foiled by Chinese New Year. But
Oh, that's right.
I wanted to unveil, since
of the
you
sloth.
are here tonight, I wanted to unveil
Sorry, Shani.
the Jinn of Wisdom minifig.
Are you serious?
Oh
my goodness, that is totally me!
Oh, would you look at that?
Yeah, Eric
Holy
That
Clapton.
is
cow!
totally Aaron G. And
It even has my butt.
not only that, you come with the lamp of wisdom.
What?
So if you want the
Oh,
lamp
that
of
is
wisdom, if you
awesome.
want the golden lamp of wisdom, there's only one way to get it. Now, if
That
you
is
want
actually- that's pretty
this minifig, you have to back the Kickstarter at Aladdin's Inner Circle or higher. This is the primo figure. It comes with
Holy
the
cow.
lamp of wisdom. So if you want this,
So not an add-on.
it's not an add-on yet, although to be perfectly honest, there is going to be an I'm glad you brought that up,
It is my
James.
scarf.
To be perfectly honest with you guys, I haven't added it yet. There's so much I need to do this week. If I get a chance, I will add it. If I don't now, I will in the backer kit that you can get later. I am going to have an add-on where you can get all, dare I say, 10 minifigs.
Mind blown.
There is going to be a total of 10 minifigs. Right now, there's only 4.
Really? Wow.
There is going to be 10.
1, 2,
Right now, there's only 4.
5.
This is 5, and also,
more?
well, there's
Wow.
2 thank you gifts that you guys get. One is one of them is the Hong Kong Trooper, so you already know about that one. One is Lochan Shyamalan.
6.
So that's 6. One is the Red Star, which you've seen the silhouette for, but we
Yes.
haven't shown the actual thing. Although I am going to unveil what that one looks like.
Did we do
I hope it comes with the
a
swords.
thank you video with something like that?
No, I don't think so. No, that was the Hong Kong. That was the Hong Kong Trooper.
Right, yes.
But we're going to be revealing that on the what it looks like on the 24-hour live stream.
So there's 3 more.
So we're going to be unveiling that. We're going to be unveiling another 2 on the live stream, and then one of them is going to be a mystery. I'll probably tell you what it is on the 24-hour, but we're not going to see it yet.
Nice.
I'm going to save that just so I got something. I'll probably reveal it maybe when it comes out, but I'll tell you guys what it is on the 24-hour live stream. Can't wait.
That
But
is-
this is the
that is
Jinn
pretty-
minifig, and
that's
it looks
pretty
just
amazing.
it looks just like you,
It
right?
does. It even has
I
the
love it.
holes
The
on
hair,
my butt.
the holes on the giant holes
Yeah.
on your butt. Yeah.
So all joking aside, I don't even know how that's
It's,
pretty awesome.
it's cool, right?
It's hilarious that it's like it is a childhood toy,
Mhm.
and it has my image on it, and I feel like I'm just stating normal things, but that it feels really like every time I see like something that you've drawn, like obviously you did like the concept art and everything, and then you've done things for like our wedding and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. It's like to see yourself through the eyes of an artist is, I for lack of better terminology, it honors me.
Oh,
I really,
rock and roll, man.
I really appreciate that. I was not prepared to feel that way. It's silly because it is like one of my childhood toys, but that's pretty
Rock
amazing.
and roll, man. I feel the same way with what everyone has done that has stepped in to help me, and the performances that you've given, and like showing up for like 17-hour days and stuff like that, and then the end product, like I feel the same way. Like a lot of this thing that I'm just so proud of, it's the coolest thing I've ever done, but really it's just a reflection of everyone else's performance and everyone else's characters. And I just kind of grouped all my friends together, or there's people that auditioned and stuff as well, but I've just kind of grouped everyone together. But really, this thing that has my name on it, it's just all of you guys, and it's just me showing everyone, look at what all these cool people can do, you know. So
Yeah.
I feel like you guys
Yeah.
honor me. So right back at you, man.
Thank you, man.
But anyway,
Man.
Jinn of Wisdom figure, and the only way you can get this is through Aladdin's Inner Circle. Now, this is, there's only 100 of these. There's still a fair amount of these left, but in this last week, they're going to go quick, and there's other cool stuff you get. Now, keep in mind, when you get Aladdin's Inner Circle, you're getting all of the swag boxes before this, plus the Sky Sail Sky Club Deluxe Rewards. That's included as well. You're getting all of that stuff, plus this. The things you're getting, there's 4 more secret items. So the Jinn of Wisdom minifig is one of those secret items that you can see on the bottom here, 4 secret items. So now you know what one of the secret items is.
Wow.
You're getting a complete set of all 6 Fidgies. That's in addition to the mystery Fidgy you get in swag box number 3. So you're really getting 7 Fidgies. You're getting all of the thank you gifts. You're getting a working storyboard page, an actual page of storyboards from the film, and you're getting the Art of Aladdin 3477 book. I am going to draw Fidgy inside your book if you get Aladdin's Inner Circle. And there's one more cool thing we need to talk about, and that is the personal thank you videos. So,
Oh yeah.
a week ago, we got together and we did a round of these videos. Do I have it here? Yeah. So you can already see 3 of these videos on the Aladdin 3477 YouTube page. It's the 3rd playlist down. There's 3 of them posted now. I'm going to try to post a new one each day. And these are just personal thank you videos. And we tried to make them fun. It's not just like saying the person's name and thank you, waving hi. We tried to
we put some thought into these.
We did. We sung, we danced, we congaed.
Yes, we did.
We battled, right, James?
Oh yeah.
We
There were even near deaths. Not really. Pretend real near, slightly almost certain
yeah.
dangers.
We acted, we built minifigs.
Oh,
we had
yeah.
contests. Like there's so much fun stuff that
Some
we
of us
did.
built them better than others.
So
You were the best.
I'm not going to say, but it is true that I was.
we had a lot of fun making these. So anyway, be sure to check that out. That's going to grow. I'm going to keep adding all the thank you videos there. If you're interested in getting all of those really cool rewards, definitely check out. Now, if you've already backed the Kickstarter and you want this, all you have to do is go to the Kickstarter page and you can upgrade. There's a green button right at the top that normally says pledge now, I think is what it normally says. Once you've pledged, you can manage your pledge and you can rise to a higher reward tier, and you can nab this if you want and get all of these really cool rewards.
That's pretty
Plus,
awesome.
you get the Jinn of Wisdom minifig, which is super, super cool. Can't wait. We've got a couple.
and also a hug.
And Zandy
You know?
Gem says,
Maybe a hug.
sweet. Aaron, Zandy Gem says, sweet Lego hair.
Right? Thank you.
Aaron
And you're
Clapton
welcome.
would be jealous.
Thank you.
All right. Real
It's
quick,
going away.
there is and I'm trying to think how I'm going to get this to you. There is a Discord for Aladdin 3477
Yes, there
backers.
is.
Which one?
Since about a week ago.
Oh, cool.
I haven't posted about it yet. It's for backers only, but Aaron Farr put this together. I have a link, but I'm trying to think. I don't have a way to type it on here. Let me see if there's a way.
So we will perform the symbols.
Let's see if there's a way I can get this link. If I go here, trying to think if there's a way I can do this. Oh, if I go here, I should have done this ahead of time. This is part of what I totally forgot. There are some things that are so easy to do when you're live streaming, and then you would think just adding a link for people to click on, that'd be the easiest thing in the world, right?
Like, look.
It's easy for you guys to do because you guys are at home watching on Facebook. I am not
Hopefully
technically
sharing
on
this broadcast.
Facebook, so it's harder for me to share. Let's see if
You know
I
what
do
you can't
this.
do? I can make a bird with my hands.
All right, I copied. So maybe now if I go to,
I don't know why that happened.
let's see if I go to
Stay
Facebook.
forever now.
No, I won't be able to sign in there because I'm on a different laptop and I'm not
Oh.
signed in. Um,
Perhaps I can sign in here with the power of the internet.
oh, here, then I'll do this. What's your, Aaron, what is your, what's your email address?
My email address is Aaron Gtv Media.
Aaron GTV Media.
There you go. Aaron.
And then I'll
At-
control. Just send me a bunch of stuff. Your table. Your butt is square.
All right, so I'm forgetting that this has the link on there. If
It
you
is.
can add this as a
All right, here
a
we go.
comment, send.
Shauna, could you make that happen? Magic.
That would be amazing. For those of you that have backed, there is a new, and I'm going to have a Kickstarter update coming real soon. I'll be adding that as well. There's already a couple people on the Discord, and it's really cool. People chatting on there about the Fidgy pins and stuff. It's
So how do they get once they back? They just automatically receive a link.
no, you need the link to get there. So we're sharing the link here for anyone who's backed and wants to go on, and then and then I'll be sharing it on a Kickstarter update as well this week. I know I'm a little bit late to the game on that, but there's just so much to do. I've been 24/7 trying to get this all together. Okay, so that is Discord. The next thing I wanted to share, just kind of bouncing around through the world of Aaron G and everything else that's going on here.
Welcome
Whoops.
to my world.
Oopsie.
Oh, would you look at this?
Would you just
So,
look at this?
Recently, you were married to Shauna. She is amazing. She is so great.
She is
And you
very
guys
cool.
are, it's not even that you guys are two peas in a pod. You guys are like perfect puzzle pieces. You guys complement each other literally, but also
I'm wrong.
like
and
just
she is not.
well, just like your personalities, you guys are just amazing. And she's so great, and it's just
She
so
is
it's
great.
like I've never seen you happier, and
Yeah.
you like she brings out the best in you.
Oh, 100%.
You are just, and you are always amazing, and always just like
I was.
you were always like kind of the most interesting man in the world, but like now, like you are just dude, you're just shining so bright, and so she brings out the best in you, man. It's
Yeah. It is real. It really is. I feel bad because I am going to gush about how amazing my wife is, but it's like I didn't realize I was playing the role of someone who was happy in life, and you just never really know what happiness is. And then it's like, it was really cool. It was just really, really cool. And it wasn't even one of those things where I had somebody like early on when I would like talk to friends and everything like that. And there was this one like older family friend. And then if ever she would see me with somebody, she was, is that the one? I was like, the one? I don't know that I believe in that. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm just not that way. So, no, you're supposed to, just know. It's like, okay, thank you very much. That's a. But when we were hanging out, and we were really good friends for a really long time, and I was just absolutely sure that I was like, well, this is just what we are, and that's fine. And people try to point out, well, don't you think she's pretty cool, right? She's yeah, no, she is really cool, and she is my friend, and it's like I have lost friends, thinking that a relationship was something more, and so I got to the point in my life where it was like, no, I would rather keep friends. It's better because I can be your friend forever. But if we start a relationship and we're not really a match, then it would waste that, and you can never be just friends again. And so we were such good friends, I was like reserving that. It's like I don't want to do that. It's like I know like life takes people away, brings them in, takes them away. And so I'm just going to be fine with it. And then a friend of mine opened my perspective in a conversation, and like opened my eyes to a way of thinking that it was a blind spot in my way of thinking. She said one thing, and it washed over all of my memories and encounters with Shauna. And it was like, well, now I have a dilemma because I do love this person, and I'm keeping myself from happiness. And her, my friend's perspective was, I was keeping her from happiness as well. And it's like, well, now I have another problem because I don't even know if she feels the same way. It was a really cool story. And like, I know it'll like come out eventually, all of the stuff. I was in like performing in the Aladdin movie. I was in quite a lot of pain. I started, I didn't realize at the time I had what's called teletorsal displacement, which is a very clever word for very flat feet and misshapen ankles, but it sounds better than misshapen ankles. Well, it had never affected me before. It affected my knees. And then I developed sciatica, which means nothing unless you have experienced sciatica. Then you know that is magnificent pain. It's like you are not prepared. It's so weird. It burns, but it also glows. Yeah. So I had that. And
I remember when we were filming, you would come with a cane, and it was so, I also have had foot problems that kind of go in and out, as you probably know. And, but I remember you had a cane, and like just seeing you go slow, and it was like, oh my gosh, Aaron has running scenes today. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, are you gonna? And you were like, I'll try. And man, you gave your all. And I know you were probably going through so much pain, but you were such a trooper because you would have your cane, you would kind of get into place. Someone would take your cane, and it would be like, all right, action. And then you would just like, and it was like, oh my gosh, and then cut. And then like, yeah, someone would hand you your cane again.
Yoda.
Like, oh my gosh. And when you watch the film, you really can't, you really can't tell, but you brought your A game in so many ways, physically and And it was just, but yeah, it was crazy,
I
man.
thought that was a statement piece. When I first met Aaron,
Oh, you
I thought he just showed up.
Sure, was
he just
cool,
cruised,
being
he just
cool.
rolled up with his pimp cane. I'm like, look
Yeah.
at this, man. This guy has like swagger. And then later on, he told me, like, James, that's not swagger. That's crippling pain. I'm like, oh no, I'm sorry.
Well, thank you though. I'm glad. But it was pretty bad. I ended up I went through physical therapy, and then I got like special inserts. I didn't know anything about it, but a doctor found out. Shout out to Margaret Wells. She said, this is probably this issue. If you go to this person, then they will give you these inserts for a surgery, potential surgery. And it changed my life. I mean, it took 6 months at the beginning, and then I threw my back out again. And then, so it was a long journey, but it was like, but one of the things was I had done so many terrible projects in my life. And I had to do this project, like for the little kid in me who would play with minifigs. I had to do that. And it's like, I would think all the time, it's like, man, I had done all of these things and those were garbage. I'm not going to not do this because of pain. I will heal. It's like, just pain. And then now, but it's like, now I can stand. Now I can work out. I can lift. I can do things. And I thought at that moment, actually, in some of those shots, I thought, well, man, this might be the last time that I'm able to walk. And it's like, well, I want this to be. I want it to be something that friendship had done, not just corporate investment or some the person with the most money. So I tend to rant a lot. Sorry about that.
No. It's all good
But
juice.
I feel very strongly about this. It's like these type of projects. It's like, and I hope people experience it in the light that it was created, because it's.
And wait until you meet the Jinn of Wisdom, because the character is so profound, and like it really is like art imitating life, imitating art. And there are some lines, believe it or not, I don't know. Oh, wait, I think there is in the first movie. I know for sure in the second and third movie, there are a couple places where I had written the script, but I remember I had a line or two where like, this isn't profound enough. Like I need to come up with something better. And you offered suggestions, like you thought about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't know if I'll use it, but yeah, sure. And you came up with things that I was like, that's amazing. Like, yeah, let's do that. Let's have that. I know for sure in the second and third movie, and I'm trying to think if there might be in the first movie as well, but you've got your, you really have your spin on the Jinn of Wisdom. Real quick, I wanted to share, since we've got this photo here. I'd be remiss if I didn't share.
Oh, and that is
this was a
in our family room.
This is a wedding gift that that I put together. That I had a lot of fun doing. Real quick with art, I wanted to kind of do a segue real quick into the Fiji Draw This in Your Style contest. So we had a few weeks ago, well, now it's like maybe a month and a half ago, we had the Aladdin Draw This in Your Style that kind of focused on Aladdin. This one is Fiji, and this one's an actual contest for money. Grand prize is $500. And then also some Aladdin 3477 swag, some Matt Bush swag. Second and third place also Second and third place also get some Aladdin 3477 swag and some Matt Bush swag. So anyway, this just started. There are a bunch that came through today, and actually there's so much that goes into kind of making these live streams. I have to get these, like all these images together ahead of time. I have to get together. This is my list, like my order, like the stuff that I go through to kind of keep things moving along. But there's a bunch that came through today that I wasn't able to get into the mix because this all got added yesterday. But I wanted to share some of the ones, and some of these were already done ahead of time, like This right here, David Van Dyke did this
What?
Fidji drawing
I know David Van Dyke.
that maybe perhaps this will be painted in the future. I'm not sure. We'll see if that happens to be. But also,
Oh yeah.
we've got adorable Fidji from Judas Flower.
That's
Mark
adorable.
McDonald did this awesome
Oh, wow.
Radiohead album cover,
Nice.
which is kind of meta. I think that's a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
fun.
Because I for sure had that radio, and if I ever find it again,
I
will
know.
make an Android out of it.
And you make your own Fidji.
Elon
So-
Musk make it happen.
Kyle Smoot did this. I was able to find this Fidji Fett, and I think
Ooh.
there's also a Django Fidji that he had done that hopefully he posts or has posted on Instagram. I've kind of had my hands full, so I've been a little bit on and off social media in the last 2 days as I kind of catch up on some things. But this is so cool. This is not the mystery Fidji, by the way, but man, if we ever do a second series,
Oh, wow.
I feel like this needs to be one of the Fidjis, the Fidji Fett.
Perhaps
this would
design
be-
your own Fidji.
This would be, maybe there should be like just a white Fidji that's like DIY Fidji. That would be cool.
Also a black Fidji.
Oh, and then this
I see it.
I wanted to share. Brian Titus was one of our first fans. This was the first Aladdin 3477 fan art.
Whoa. Oh,
This was
wow.
before we even started filming. So this is when originally this is what I thought Fidji was going to look like. This is a robot that was made for the film, and you do see this is a UBA robot that you do see a little bit in the film.
Oh, that's
You
right.
see it a lot in the second film.
Oh.
But so this is not Fidji anymore, but originally this was. So this is kind of like the first Fidji fan art, which is
Wow.
pretty awesome. But Brian Titus did this, which is just so cool.
Cool name, Titus.
Live streaming curse. Something always goes a bit awry. And you had a question about the Fidji. Draw this in your own style. Fruit Loop or Fruit One Oop.
I shall draw this
so let
in
me know.
green chunk.
Let me know what that is. Ooh, a Gundam Fidji would be really cool.
Oh, man.
my gosh,
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be cool. Gosh, like an old school, like Mazinga
wow.
or something like that Fidji. That would be
I don't know what
epic.
Mazinga is, but yeah,
Gosh,
I can remember Gundam.
that would be cool. Okay, so my question is, can we draw a humanoid Fidji? Yeah, why not? Absolutely, anything goes.
Yeah.
Art is art. I would love to see that. I would love to see like a James Fidji where it's actually
yeah.
James, but he's got a hoodie in the back of the hoodie. James, you got to show us. You flip the camera around so you,
A 007.
James,
Fidji.
do the butt swish that you do and
What?
pretend you do that little swoosh with your
Oh,
butt.
don't pretend like you don't know.
Yeah, there you go. Oh wait, here, hold on. We got to see that. Hold on. You're gonna have to do that again. Sorry, James. Keep it going. Yeah, just keep going with the music. All right.
People are signing in.
So
What is
imagine
going on here?
now
I'm definitely saying.
If James had a Fidji attire, where if he had a hoodie that had all of Fiji's markings on it, and if on the back, now imagine the tramp stamp. That basically, by the way, that's Japanese kanji that says "add oil" is what that says on the back of Fidji.
Nice.
So imagine, do it one more time, the swoosh. That'd be great, right?
Dude.
Having the he's just gonna keep going.
There you
I
go.
love it. So
I would
that's
wear
epic.
a Ninja Fidji hoodie.
Oh my
With a
gosh.
matching hat with
Dude.
like little eyes on the side there.
Who wouldn't?
Ninja
I would
Fidji.
wear Ninja Fidji. My gosh, that would be so cool.
And that's
So
why
the
we
answer
need
to your
Aladdin
question,
3477
yes.
Converse.
Awesome. Please.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Thank you. That would be amazing. Humanoid. Yeah. Why not? Are Fiji's eyes the radio speakers? Yes. So what we did, we tore apart an old Sony boombox that has, the CD player and everything. We had to tear out the eyes. We had to tear out the whole brain anyway to make it attached to a gimbal so we could puppeteer it. But Clayton Celesto was able to take special lights that I ordered from Hong Kong. We took out the speakers, replaced them with lights, then put the speaker covers back on, and so the lights kind of shine through it. It's pretty epic. So yeah, Fidji's eyes
It's
are
very cute
actually
as a toy.
radio speakers. All right. So I wanted to shift gears here, and I wanted to chat about the next pin, the Fidji enamel pin. So in swag box number 3, which is Fidji's Fine, there is one more enamel pin. And so
Sorry, go on.
James is super excited.
And also constant.
Now this is not a character. This might, I don't know if you guys will dig this or not, but I think this is a must. Being a fan of Aladdin 3477. And if you're in a place where you want to show your love for the property, but maybe having like a cartoon character isn't like, maybe that's just not like appropriate for, you know, kind of what's going on. But I think there needs to be, also designed by Deanna Sheehan, an enamel pin of simply
Oh,
the logo
yeah,
in
'cause
gold.
those T-shirts are
Yeah.
really cool.
But this way, if you're going somewhere, or if we've got a red carpet event or something like that, you know, instead of having like a giant like Fidji or a Lochan Shyamalan, this is simply the logo, Aladdin 3477. I know for me, I have a and James might have one as well. I've got well, like, you know, the Lucasfilm logo.
Oh yeah,
You know, which is just kind of cool to have. Or even the Star Wars logo. And this is just simply the Aladdin 3477 logo in gold. This is not an actual image of it. This is just kind of a quick Photoshop thing that Deanna Sheehan had put together. This is kind of what the finished thing will look like. This comes free. This is one of the hidden items in the 3rd swag box. So if you want this, you have to get swag box number 3, Fidji's Find, in order to get this sweet. But if you want to get all the enamel pins, you want to get the 4th swag box anyway, because that has the deluxe Lochan Shyamalan with glow in the dark eyes. The big one here, the one here, and the little blue one here, all glow in the dark, and that has different textured metals. That one is like off the hook. A really, really nice enamel pin, and that comes in swag box number 4.
Enamel was also my favorite Muppet.
Enamel?
Yes.
There was a Muppet named Enamel?
Yes, he played the drums. He was very furry. And
What?
He was there. He was a chain.
Animal.
Potato.
I am not pleased with how long that took me.
All right. So we were talking about music a little bit earlier. And so I wanted to segue into some of your music. Is there anything happening currently? Tell us about some of the music you've done. Tell us about Omni. And do you have anything cooking now with music?
So that's hilarious. I just recently started doing music again and opening up to doing projects. One of the things that came out of the pandemic, making virtual studios and connections with studios more, like making studios more accessible, maybe? Is that what I'm trying to say? But to back up, I started doing music when a friend of mine, Ron McClellan, made a band, and he was doing pretty good, and I just wanted to do, I guess, the Aaron Gtv version. It's like if I had an album, I would go in and maybe I could open for his band, and I didn't want to be the headlining band. And like Dave Hamilton, who just had his birthday party today, Dave Hamilton, super awesome, amazing guitarist. And I thought, well, maybe I could open for his band, and it'd be just essentially just a way to hang out with my musician friends. And I was a musician, and I'd done everybody else's project, and so it was kind of like my musical Aladdin 3477. It's like, well, what if I could just do an album? Maybe I've been collecting gear my whole life, and I'll do it with some friends, and so we shot it. We shot like images as if it were a big deal. And we made songs that were supposed to be like stadium rock songs. And we just did
music within that genre, and it was a lot of fun. It was a passion project. It was the best that I could do at the time, and it was just I ended up getting a lot of voiceover work randomly during the time that I was playing music, and so I kept doing the band for longer than I probably should have, and it was really cool. Every once in a while, someone will have my album, like James.
I love it. It's profound. It rocks. It's beautiful. It has a message. I can't even express.
I appreciate it, but a lot of thought went into it, and it's like I've always like talked about doing another album and everything like that. But the guys were like just really cool, and at the time, some of them aren't even musicians anymore. We just got together as kids and did it, and did some tours and stuff like that. My friend Ron McClellan, he was in a band called Storyside B, and then he ended up passing away, and so the band sort of kind of was like, he had passed away at 33. Oof. And it was like, well, man, I have this. There is music inside of me. I should put it out. It's easier than ever before to put out content and put out music. It's easier now than even it was then. And so we did a full album, just completely paid for, just with, we would do work and then we would do shows and that money would go in there. And there was like a little thing, there was merch, there was all that stuff. And I still do, well, until the pandemic, I did like acoustic shows and stuff like that, who people would do it. But music now, I did a bunch of music out of the Sound Shop, and I think it's Clinton Township.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty.
Oh, cool. No, the Sound Shop, that would be in Macomb Township, I think.
I think so.
Yeah,
and that was really cool. Josh Ford and Kevin Wesley Williams. I did the first album with Aaron Acamando. I think A Smile and a Bullet, I think was the first one. It's more of a poppy album. Their stuff is more rock now. But so I met a lot of people through music, did a bunch of things. I did some stuff with the Indie Music Channel that doesn't really exist anymore. And I met a bunch of really cool musicians. And through that, I ended up getting voiceover work and making connections and friends.
Yeah.
Shout out to Doc and Amanda. Hey. And I don't know, it was a really important part of my life, and it definitely flavors everything else that I do. I became a photographer because of that project, and I worked on a lot of other people's projects. Parallel Fifth, hey.
Oh yeah,
and
love Parallel Fifth.
Oh yeah, and Dave Hamilton, and so it's kind of the same story. Just I want to do this
and spider webbing out, and
everything led to something else.
Yeah.
And I was working a lot with like churches and mega churches at the time, and in doing that was a really good place to learn. And I learned a lot. Learned a lot about people too, and there's an element of the Jinn of Wisdom that I am looking forward to being able to talk about after you all meet him.
Yeah, I can't wait to. There's so many. And there's, by the way, it's not just the Jinn of Wisdom, but there are a number of characters. First of all, there's Umi as a character who you've seen a little bit in the trailer and stuff. We haven't really talked much about Umi, although you'll be meeting Lindsay on Friday for the 24-hour live stream. There's a couple characters that we haven't even shown yet, that we haven't really talked about yet, that are in the first film. But I feel like once people have seen the first film, there is so much we have to talk about. But because everything is kind of spoiler right now, because everyone like knows the Aladdin story, but we have all these new elements, and I feel like because people know the Aladdin story, there's so much of it that people kind of know.
Yeah.
Like they already know a lot about the main character. He's down and out, and he's a thief, you know. And there's the princess is going to be like, and then the sultan's going to be like this, you know. So a lot of it people can piece together. So we don't. The only thing we have that people don't really know a lot about is all of the new characters and kind of what they play into the role. So there's so many things with it. Like I'm so excited to really get into and talk
Like
about.
some
but
of my favorite characters.
And you don't say their names.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah. Well, in the second movie, that's good. That's
Not
yeah.
gonna say who it is.
Oh no, that's I mean, we can say
Right.
bang because that's amazing. Real quick, I wanted to chat about the thank you gifts. So again, this is the Hong Kong Trooper. You guys get this. Anyone who backs at any reward tier, you get this minifig for free. The second gift,
awesome, actually.
this sticker sheet that has 13 stickers, you get this for free. This is in addition, if you get that first swag box that has 8 items, it means you get all 8 items plus these 2 gifts. So you're getting 10 items in that first swag box. Excuse me, really, really cool. Now, there is the Lochan Shyamalan figure that you're getting for free, but only if you back at the 4th swag box. So again, that swag box has 8 items, plus you get this additional, and check it out. It's even got the full cape in back, and it's got the 2 flaps in front, just like the.
These are very elaborate.
Aren't they wild?
Well, because you did a comparison. I actually don't remember what was on. You did a comparison between like the actual or the traditional ones, and then these ones here. I mean, they're very elaborate. My goodness.
When you look at like the Aladdin minifig, and it's cute, but there's like the detail is incredibly minimal.
I mean, he can show you the world, but I mean, can he show you the world though? I mean, can he show you the world? Do you really want to be shown the world?
It's like nothing against Lego, but those minifigs are just so intricate and detailed. It was like Wendy's calling out McDonald's for their new fries. Like their radio ad says, preferred 2-to-1 over McDonald's. Like, oh, just throwing the shade.
I'm pretending to understand that. I'm shaking my head yes and smiling. But no. I actually do understand that, actually.
So Matt says the logo pin looks neat. Looking forward to it. Kind of wish I had it for a shirt for Thursday and Friday of Emerald City Comic-Con next weekend, but I can wear them next year. Yeah, I know, at Rats, but definitely for next year, or if you're doing any shows, any other shows between now and then, that would be awesome. Where is this tickle in my throat coming from? Like, I had it last week only for the live stream. It went away for a whole week, and now it comes
perhaps
back.
you are allergic.
Maybe it's this because
the cameras. Yeah, you know what? It might be.
Yeah,
because I was.
I don't know. Strange. So, Aaron.
Yes.
I love this shot of you. This is from Chicago, and this is inside the Millennium Falcon at Star Wars Celebration. So I wanted to get a couple things. First of all, I wanted to know where can people find you online? Like where?
Well, honestly, I try to be everywhere as Aaron Gtv. So, and I always go capital A, lowercase a, RON, capital G and T and V. And then you can go to aarongtv.com, and pretty much I change it up every now and then, the website, but it's basically just a bunch of stuff that I do, and I try to leave a trail of like people that I'm working with and kind of point to those things. One of the things, like, so this, I found out that one of my relatives, my grandparents, I think it was on the Titanic. And there was like this thing where he was a musician. I remember we were at this family gathering, and so-and-so, Damp was, I believe it was his last name, and he was on the Titanic. And they're looking through this like roster to find his name and say, so this may have been your, great. And it's like, it was an amazing moment to look and see, like, this is a part of history that you are connected to. And it's, my first thought was like, well, what did he look like? He said, well, they don't have any pictures of him. It's like, they don't have any, like, we don't know what kind of music he had. We don't know like what his likes and dislikes were. We don't know what his philosophy of life was. And I was thinking, well, the things that I do, it's so easy to be remembered now. And it's like, now I have a daughter now. And I would like her to be able to tell her grandchildren and their grandchildren that for a time, this was their relative, and the equivalent of my name would be my body of work. And it's like, so I try to leave a trail, and even hard memories I'll put up there, so that it's just a record of this was me and this is what made me. And some of it is like writing to my future and past self, where it's like, this here, if you ever find yourself in this situation, this was my perspective. And yeah, that's all on Aaron Gtv.
Yeah.
And my social media is Aaron Gtv. And I think I wrote somewhere recently that it's like, I'm at the point in my career now where I can afford to work with people that I just want to work with. And it's, if you're cool and you're easy to work with, I try to be easy to work with. We're pretty friendly. And if you have a project that you care about and you need voices or you need anything that I do, if I can't do it, chances are I know somebody who can. And I like the community aspect of your creativity. And I like sewing into like my past self. If I would have found myself working on the things that I was working for, it's like, how could I help that person who learned that way? All my stuff is there.
Speaking of community and people that we've worked with in the past, Harrison Corbin says, hey, miss all you guys. Can't wait to see these films. So Harrison was, he was not an intern, but kind of an intern. He came out for a summer. And at the time he might have been, Harrison's from Arizona, but now he lives large and in charge in California.
Dude.
He's been working on all kinds of really cool projects. And
that's awesome.
he shares a lot of the cool creative stuff that he's been doing online, but also he's got a wonderful lady friend that he's been sharing some awesome adventures with. And Wolvie was his nickname. I don't know why we called him Wolvie. Maybe he looks like Wolverine. Is that what that came from?
Was it, he looked like the Teen Wolf, was it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't
I
remember.
don't remember.
Wolvie. Do you remember?
Because it was really
You remember
cool.
Wolvie, right, James? You don't?
I don't think I remember.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, 100%.
You did. A lot of times he had a hat, like a colored hat with all kinds of colors on it and stuff. He played Fiji a couple times.
I had to have seen
You
it.
remember? It
I'll
was that
show you
dude, the
photos.
dude with the face.
Oh, the
and he had
face.
two eyes and a mouth. Right
okay.
below his nose.
Harrison says, hey, Aaron.
How's it going, bro?
I think it was because I had a big beard. He had a big beard at the time.
I was running BTS a lot, so I've seen a lot of people.
But and it might have been the summer before. I think Oz was still doing BTS at that time.
Was this before you guys went to the sand dunes?
No, it was after we went to the sand dunes, but it was like it was either the first or the second summer. I think it was the second summer.
BTS, Bionic, Tyrannosaurus Spatulas.
DTE says Rick created the name because of the beard. Okay, so Dave Todd remembers that. It was 2015-ish. Yeah, so that would have been the second summer.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, had so much
Dude.
fun with you, Harrison, and it's so awesome to see that you're living large and in charge in Los Angeles. Can't wait to catch up with you sometime, man, for sure. Especially next time I come out, and hopefully there will be a Los Angeles premiere, and you better be there. Oh my gosh. Cannot wait. Can't wait to catch up with you, brother. But anyway, so I wanted to real quick, what do you have on the horizon for projects and stuff?
On the horizon, just actually going forward with Aaron Gtv. I want to start doing some limited coaching. I get a lot of the same questions about like doing voiceovers, and I know a lot of people are.
My students actually ask that. I have a lot of students, even though they're taking classes in media and communication arts, and so many people have questions. How do you get into doing voiceover work and this and that?
Yeah.
And
so it is easier than ever before to get into voiceover work. And the thing is, like, the more mediums that are out there, the more work that's needed. And it's like the best thing to do is to start. And even if you, like, I know some people that come in and it's like, oh, well, you know, I want to do voiceover, so I'm going to buy a bunch of gear. And I'm just going to I'm going to quit my job and go out there and take on the world. But if you think of it more as a garden, it's something that you're working on. And it's something that you're working on that could potentially feed you and then potentially buy you houses and make you lots of money. And that's the best way to start. There are a lot of resources for you, but there are a lot of fake resources too. So it's just finding a way to comfortably and also, what's the word? Like consciously, responsibly price it out so that it is still like realistic for me to do. But there are a lot of free resources, and you can get started for a lot less than you think, and there are a lot of things to look out for. One of the things is there's a Discord that I'm going to link on my website. It isn't there yet, but it is in the next rendition of my website, Aaron Gtv. If you reach out to me on social media, I'll send it to you. But a voice actor, the name of Astoria Red, she goes by Astoria Red. She has a Discord that helps voice actors who are getting started and want to get specifically into industry. My stuff is probably, before you get started, it's worth a look at some of my toolkits, because like when I started out, my microphone was not the best microphone. It was not the best gear in the world, but my stuff went straight to Hollywood right away. So it's just, yeah, that I want that to be.
And I think that's a really cool thing, where in this day and age of technology and everything's digital,
yeah,
you know, and the same is true of art. It doesn't matter if you have like a super expensive subscription to Photoshop, or if you're using Clip Studio Pro, or if you're using Procreate, which is a one-time fee. You don't even have to pay I think it's just like $10, and then you own it.
Yeah,
and now you can use it. It's like so cheap. And there are people creating legit movie posters for films using Procreate. It's $10.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Where Photoshop costs more than that a month to have a subscription. You know, so
I do have a toolkit out there. I think it's currently called A2's toolkit, because I used to go by A2, which was a square, because that was a square. So A2's toolkit. But if you look up Aaron Gtv's toolkit, it's still up there. It's still doing stuff. There is something else out there that comes up. But if you see all of my like Reaper tools, I do use Reaper. I make Reaper Studios because Reaper you don't have to pay for until you need to pay for it. But they don't limit any of their tools. You're able to use it until you can afford to pay for it. I really like that concept. It's a very powerful tool. There are other ones out there too, though. And as far as like music to Photoshop alternatives and all that, it's basically the A2's toolkit, or Aaron Gtv's toolkit, is if I ever have a question of the internet and you just want a simple answer, like, can this do this? Yes. So I will often put the answer to the question at the top, and I'll put a little box there that says, this is the impatient person box. And I'll tell you how I found it, and blah, 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 blah. But the answer is here. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah, there's a lot of those, and I know it is not lucrative to do that, and there are other reasons why you shouldn't do it. But the impatient person to me is like, yes, is the answer is yes, yes, you can do that. So yeah, I'm very passionate about that.
Then the last thing is words of wisdom. Do you have any words of wisdom for people getting into, I mean, obviously getting into voice acting, but just anything, just acting, anything creative, music, people, you know, I feel like a lot of people feel like there's where they're at now, which is not working professional.
No.
And they feel like it's a club. And once you're in the club now, or something, like it's an overnight thing. And once you're welcomed in, you've done it, you've hit it. And I just, for myself, I don't see it that way at all. It's never an overnight thing. You're always looking for the next big thing. And you kind of create your own luck, but you find your ways in and you get some successes along the way. But do you have any advice for people that are aspiring to do kind of some of the things that we do?
I do. By that, like that philosophy, one of those is you load the deck for your future failures or successes. And it's like one of the things was like, well, you know, you're always looking for the next thing. It's kind of like surfing, because you're finding, so what is going to be the next thing? What's going to be the next project that I'm going on? What am I doing? And there are philosophies that are not wrong. They're just not my philosophies. And if you see any of my work, there is a common theme. And if it speaks to you in some way, it will probably really speak to you. But I was never the best at anything. But if you're okay with that and you're just compelled to move forward, then there are tools for you to do that. It's like you can go, and if you want to be a drummer, you can buy the best drum set. And there are people that will tell you that you should do that. I don't think that's wrong. There's value in getting the best tools that you need so that you can learn in the correct way. But what happened to me was I was never able to do those things. I was never going to be able to afford those things. And so does that mean that there's no place in this world for me? If you're asking yourself if that's your problem too, is there no place for me? There absolutely is. There are tools available to you for you to be creative because it is within you to create. And if that is what you have, that is enough. There's a whole world for you to do. There are worlds for you to create. And if you're easy to work with, I probably want to work with you, or we're probably going to get along great. And then we just go as far as we can go. As you get better, if you're anything like me, you find the tools that it's like, oh man, I want to maximize this. And all I have is a phone. I don't even have a phone. If you have a phone, you have an unbelievably powerful tool, an impossibly powerful tool.
You've got a whole filmmaking studio in your pocket.
And I know people say that, and it's like, well, how do I do this? If you have the interest and you're into thinking of things a different way, man, it's like I grew up very poor. And one of the things that I used to tell like my sister or anybody that I was working with, it's like, if I hold up this spoon and all you see is a spoon, then we're not speaking the same language, because this spoon can be a number of things. It's like I've used like this type of spoon as like a hinge or a guard of something else. I've used it as like a tool to hold up cameras. I've used it as the metal to create like knives and to do like shelves. And how many ways can you use this and not think of it as what it is intended for, as the potential of it? If you think that way, we're going to get along great.
That's awesome. And there's so many parallels, I think, with art where I have so many students that are like, what kind of brush, and like, they're like, this $50 brush, that at the art store they told me to get this because it's better. And is it better? Well, it kind of is, but not to where it's worth $50. Like, I wouldn't buy it. And can I afford it? I can afford it now. I couldn't afford it before, but I can afford it now. But I'm like, it's $50 for a brush. Is it better? It's kind of the same as a cheap brush, and it might last a little bit longer. The cheaper brushes are kind of the same, and they don't last as long. But if I just buy a bunch of the cheap ones, I'm getting way more use.
Yeah.
And I mean, in our business, a penny saved is a penny earned. So it's
100%.
like, it's and I feel like me as an artist, while I don't prefer to make art with crayons, I've learned in a way where if someone hands me a box of crayons and says, go to town, or if all they hand me is a broken purple crayon and they say, make something, I'll be like, watch this. I'm going to do something cool with it, And that's kind of, and in a way, that's almost easier. If someone handed me really expensive brushes in every single color and they said, okay, show me something amazing, I would kind of be like, oh my gosh, where do I start? Because you can do anything, right? Like, I don't know. But if someone handed me a broken purple crayon and said, dazzle me, I feel like I'd be like, challenge accepted. And I would come up with something really cool, So in a way, having limitations almost is more creativity. So in a weird way, you're almost at an advantage.
Yeah.
If you have a smaller toolkit, or if you have limited resources, you've got a spoon. Well, gosh, like, hear that noise?
Yeah.
It doesn't do that with but with a spoon, like, listen to that. That's
100%.
like, you know what I mean? You kind of discover things, which is
and like
which
being
is
able
so
to look at
cool.
it. It's funny because like Legos are the thing, but when I used to work with like kids and stuff when I worked with churches, and like you would have Legos around and things like that if they were smaller kids. And one of the things, like when a kid would say, oh, I don't have the piece that I need, or I don't have the piece that I need, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, so if you ever try this, you just take your hand and put it in to the bucket and just pull out whatever comes out and put it on the table. And the goal is to just see if you make something. And that little game really is at the core of everything that I do.
Yeah.
Because I work, like, now I work with professionals, but what can I make out of that stuff? What can I do with just a phone? But in doing that and playing with just the one phone, I know that, wow, if I ever do this with a real thing, I should get exactly this lens. And now I know by the weight of projects, I know the value of that one tool that I need. And there was a lot of things that I didn't need. It's like in the newer and the greatest camera, or like, what can I do with this one camera?
Yeah.
And can I maximize what I already have? So it's like, yeah, that really, and that's, so it's like, if perspective is the key to my voiceover and music career, then my artistic side of the visual arts that I do is what can I do with the tools in front of me now? And all of the trail of my process and mistakes and work are at Aaron Gtv, hashtag Aaron Gtv on everything. And that's what I'm trying to do.
And that's an awesome parallel for Aladdin 3477, where it was continually, what do I need to spend money on, and what can, like Home Depot, we can just get, basically the same thing, and we can slap it together. It'll work the same way. We'll save hundreds of dollars just doing it this way. But it was constantly those kind of questions. Where
can
to
dads
put the
build?
money, and what can dads build? All right. So next up, the Kickstarter. This is the final week of the Kickstarter.
This is a big deal, people. If
So-
you've been holding off, this is the time.
This is the time to jump
Time is
on.
now.
Thank you guys so much for your support. So there are so
Seriously,
many
thank you.
ways. There's so many ways to support. Obviously, one of them would be to back the project. But if you don't have the means to, and it's been amazing how many people, like, even when people like back for $1, like they take the time to put $1 or $10, it's awesome. The lowest one is 45. That's an actual where
Yeah.
you get rewards and
The
stuff.
lowest official one.
It's $45, but you get 10 items now with the 2 thank you gifts.
Yeah.
So you're really getting a lot for that $45. Plus, there's a little bit of shipping added onto that for it to be sent to you. So if you don't have the means to do that, or for some of you that have backed to really help us out in this final week, you might consider either getting some add-ons. There's some add-ons that you can get, or there are you can manage your pledge, and maybe you have the first swag box, maybe you upgrade to the second one, so you're still getting that first swag box in the spring, but now you're also getting the second swag box in the summer. So consider upgrading or getting some more add-ons. But it's not just about backing the project financially and getting cool rewards. The best thing that you can do is share the project with your friends.
Yeah.
And it's like when you share it on social media, it's great, but studies show less than 5% of people actually see that when you share it on social media, and you don't get to choose which 5% of your friends that is. So if you're sharing it, if you've got a friend or 2 friends in mind that you know would love this, if you just blindly share it, chances are they're not actually going to see it. So the best thing you can do, direct message your friends, email your friends, text your friends, send them the link, and then tell them why. If you just send them the link, they might be like, what is this? And then they won't click on it. Like you're just sending some random funny video that maybe they're like, oh, I've seen enough funny videos today. Tell them, say, hey, Jack or Sheila,
even if they're not this project.
Sheila. Yeah. There is this project. It'd be really funny if they weren't Jack or Sheila. And you're like, Sheila, you need to check out this project. And there's so many different angles to it. There's the martial arts. Yeah. There's the mysticism. There's the robots. There's the Aladdin and the Disney angle. There's the, this kind of looks like Star Wars. It kind of feels like Indiana Jones. Some people are into the kit bashing or the filmmaking or the practical effects. Whatever it is about this that you think your friends would be into, let them know you have to check this project out. Show them the Kickstarter. You could loop them in. First, show them the like the movie trailer, however you want to do it. But hitting up your friends directly is the best thing that you can do.
Yeah. I tell people, man, look for something that interests you. There's something, it's like the thing that gets me about it is like the thing is I'm immediately drawn to is that it was done with a bunch of friends. It was done locally with a bunch of friends. And it's like who wanted to tell a story the way that we wanted to tell a story as kids. And it's like, man, if you've ever watched like behind the scenes stuff and thought, man, I want to do that, or it's not something I would ever be able to do. This was the best that we could do at the time. It's pretty awesome. And it is with much respect to our inner child. Mm-hmm. And I hope you love it. It's like I always like tell people early on, it's like, man, if you are thinking of backing it and $45, just I'm not gonna give $45 to everybody. Put your name in the pile, man. Put like $1 in. Yeah. Put like a cup of coffee in. Put a tank of gas in. And it's like, this is you know what? I was a part of that. That was cool. I support that dream.
And I would say, especially though, these swag boxes and the rewards,
they're pretty awesome.
The amount of bang you're getting for your buck. So don't even I don't like to think of this as charity, especially if you can afford to get one of those.
Oh, 100%.
Trust me, when you see the things you're going to get in that first swag box alone, you get the full 96-page full color book. You're going to get 2 minifigs. You're going to get the Fiji enamel pin. You get a shirt of your choice. And you're going to get a Paul Michael Caine chapbook. There's still items I haven't even unveiled yet. There's 10 items and we haven't even announced what all of them are. I can't wait for you to see even the first swag box alone. It's really going to be worth it. I can't stress enough.
And also a hug. Let's not forget a hug.
I don't think people realize like the extra percent value like from just the items you listed alone in that box. Like a book like that is already worth the price of the swag box. And
it is.
Look at it. Looking at there's a like the dollar sign aspect of me is like, okay, that is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So I wanted to share with you guys just a little bit behind the scenes because I just wanted to be honest and this by no means, this is almost going to sound like a downer, and this is not something, I'm not looking for charity or anything like that, but I just wanted to be transparent about kind to what's going on behind the scenes. So
Be in a circle.
yeah, I just wanted to give a little bit of perspective of kind of how things are going. So we finished filming 4 years ago, like almost exactly 4 years ago. I was in so much debt. I maxed all of my credit cards. For 2 months, I wasn't able to pay my bills, my car bills, my, whatever. I was able to get back on my feet, but it actually took me over 3 years to finally get back in black. So last summer, I finally got back in black, got out of debt. But then in preparing for the Kickstarter, getting all of these toys manufactured and getting prototypes and everything else together, plus the costs of getting things in place for the Kickstarter, and then finally advertising, which started during the Kickstarter. So here's the funny thing. Here we are. After a year ago, I got completely out of debt. As of about a week and a half ago, I have once again maxed out my credit cards. I am completely in debt, no money. I'm completely wiped out again.
I don't know how you do this.
I didn't know
Holy
I was gonna,
cow.
I didn't know I was gonna. I wasn't planning
because
to
I remember
do
you
this.
saying that like before. I remember thinking,
Yeah.
you were so calm, and I'm like, man,
It's all good.
but this is
This
people
is
do
my-
this.
This is my dream. And listen, I'm not looking for charity. I'm not looking for anything like that. I'm living the dream. I'm so happy
100%.
and seeing like the trailer take off and everything, and even seeing like the success of the Kickstarter and everything. It's all good. But I wanted to share something with you guys. So this is kind of an epic fail, but again, it's all good. So if you look at this chart, this is the Kickstarter, right? So this is the whole, and we've got a week left. You can kind of see at the end here. So you can see we started off with a really great start. And in the first 2 weeks, we hit 40,000. We quadrupled our funding.
That was pretty epic.
Then we sat still. Like for about 3 weeks, we did nothing. We actually started going down because more people were canceling than people were adding. So you can see it dips down a little bit.
Oh.
So about halfway through, I didn't know whether I wanted to do this or not, but I was like, you know what? There's a bunch of ad companies that were contacting me, and I kind of did my research, which ones were legit and which ones were not. So the things about doing advertising and doing AdSense with Google and Facebook and everything, the thing about it, what they do, and it's expensive, but the return on investment is usually amazing. So what they do is first they start putting out sample ads, and they'll have like 10 of them, and they'll spend a week putting out all 10, and they'll blast them out, and it costs money. A lot of them don't do anything, but a couple of those ads might generate a couple bites where people support the Kickstarter. So now they take that direction. Okay, those 3 that worked, now they split those into another 10. They do some variations. So the next week, trying those out. Some of them start to do a little bit better, but some of them, not so much. This all costs thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
In some cases, it's all going down the toilet, but we're starting to see results.
Yeah.
So the third week, you can actually see here, there's the arrow. You see where suddenly out of nowhere, it upticks, right?
Wow.
We're starting to see like, wow, that's actually pretty good, right? And then you see where it levels off. That's where I ran out of money. That's where my credit card. So after all that work, we got that little upkick. And then as soon as my credit cards ran out, that's it.
Wow.
So because of that, I basically sunk all that money in, and right where it was about to like really pick up, that's it. And now it's leveled across again. So the thing is, had I had the funds to keep going, you see where that would have gone up and up. And do you see like, man, at the end of this, we would have easily cracked 100,000.
Holy cow.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it would have continued to do better. And that's just kind of the science behind how they do it. But
Algorithms.
the thing is, you have to spend money to make money. So I'm not looking for charity. I'm not looking for like Boohoo, Matt Bush or anything like that. I am enjoying the whole process. I'm learning
Yeah.
every step of the way. It's been awesome. But if you guys want to know what you can do to help, again, you can back the Kickstarter. You can perhaps manage your pledge and do some add-ons or maybe raise. But the best thing you can do, tell your friends. Everyone's got filmmaker friends or friends that are into Star Wars, into Disney, into kit bashing or practical effects. Anything that's kind of like what we're trying to do here. If you've got friends that are into that, hit them up directly and say you need to check out this project. Send them the link to Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then real quick here, let's see what's going on next here. Oh, I'll talk about this in a second.
Hey.
Harrison, yes, you need to give me a call. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it any better. I'm a caricature artist, and we use Crayola markers.
Oh,
Whatever
yeah.
works. If it looks good, it is good. Kyle Kramer, what is up? I actually had dinner with Kyle and Cell Dweller a couple months ago. So
Whenever
it
I
was
see a laser, I think of you.
and Kyle, yeah, it was
Projector.
so glad that you were a part of it. And the best kind of arrow until the arrow just stops and levels again this way. But yo, what up, Kyle? So good to see you, brother.
That was another cool thing, but because like this whole process took like a decent amount of time, you get really close with these guys. It's like our friend group and the projects that we've done together.
Yeah.
Were really cool. Like James THL Polony brought up like the lens flares in the movie, and then the podcast or the stream that you guys did with Steel, which was like the awesomest pod. It was very intimidating watching how cool that stream went. His horror film roulette, and then a lot of the Aladdin people are part of that, and then the just generating, you kind of like either inadvertently or on purpose created an instant community of content creators who we all help each other out and we all trade on each other's projects and stuff like that. And it was
the other thing that I think is interesting about our project is anyone who's ever made a short film usually says the family, because short film, maybe they spent a week or two making it or something like that, or maybe a month making it. And they say, because there's long hours and long days and weekends, you develop this kinship, this family. And they say, man, like making a short film, like you become family, you make this family. Okay, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Then you've got people who make a full independent film, usually independent films that don't have crazy special effects and everything, or even the ones that do. Usually filming is like, even for a big budget studio independent film, it takes a month to film an independent movie. So, and again, they say the same thing, making a movie, you become family and stuff. Okay, so imagine that now, not just a month, but 5 years of filming, and what kind of family we made, which is just really cool.
Man.
Kind of what happened with all that. Fruit Loop says, I told my BFF about your YouTube because she loves tutorials and stuff, and she was stoked. Yeah, so for a lot of you that are
reach out to me, I'm pretty friendly.
For a lot of people that are just coming into Aladdin 3477, check out Aaron G's material for tutorials and stuff on everything sound. Also, my YouTube channel has a lot of tutorials on all things artwork, and it'll have a little more filmmaking material coming up in the future. Short film projects were so fun. In 48 hours, you can make new best friends. That is absolutely true.
Wow.
I wanted to share with you guys an updated photo. So I shared a photo last week of my home theater.
Yeah.
And the home theater, again, for those of you that are either already an executive producer or there are still add-ons available for the executive producer add-on, where you can come see the movie with me before anyone else. It's going to be an awesome night. I wanted to share this because I just recently updated the home theater with new sound baffles. And so now it sounds better than ever. It always sounded good. It always had state-of-the-art sound and speakers and everything. but there was a little bit of echo because I was going to do curtains, like kind of the velvet curtains that
yeah.
you see like in like
Nuts.
theaters and stuff. But I sprung for these sound baffles that I've had for a while. I just haven't had a chance to put them up, but they're
Been
on
there.
the ceiling,
Yeah.
they're on the sides, and now it is like when you clap, it doesn't, you don't hear the echo, you know, going. And so it sounds better than ever. I can't wait for those of you already that are either at the executive producer or you did the add-on for the red carpet experience. There's still some of those left if you want to see the film before anyone else. Thank you, DTE. Can't wait for you to check it out on Friday. So anyway, so with that, I wanted to share real quick again, the live stream lounge is happening this Friday.
Yeah.
It is going to be 24 hours. It starts, it's kind of like Thursday night, late at night, but it's actually technically Friday morning, Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to be 1 a.m. through Friday into, I guess technically it's Saturday morning, but late at night Friday on, we'll probably be wrapping shortly before 1 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be the 24-hour live stream. Now, just a heads up, I forget if it's YouTube or Facebook, but one of the live streams that I'll be bouncing to only goes for 8 hours at a time.
Yeah.
So
You have
we'll
to
be
read.
going for like 8 hours, taking a quick 10-minute break, starting a new live stream for 8 hours, taking a quick 10-minute break, and then going for the last 8 hours. But it's going to be epic. It's going to be awesome. Aaron G is going to be a guest again at 9 o'clock at night, which is going to be great. James, finally, who's always been
James!
behind the camera, James is going to be a special guest. This is worth... James, are you excited to finally be on the other side of the camera so we can talk to you about your role in Aladdin 3477?
Like the role in the second and third.
Well, your big role, but just in general, the process. You were there almost every day, even on days when you weren't filming as Shen. There were times where you were running boom. There were times where you were an extra that Aladdin would slam into you and it would be boom. There was so much boom going on. It was cray, and I can't wait to chat with you about it.
Really cool. Ghost got one really great shot, candid shot of me the day I was running boom, and it just apparently I just have a naturally photogenic pose because I don't like to stand. I always kind of favor one foot over the other.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks pretty cool.
It's pretty epic. I've seen that photo. It is very epic.
Awesome. And Ghost is also going to be a guest as well.
Oh,
I
that's
think he's
awesome.
coming in the
Yeah.
afternoon, which is great. So many awesome special guests. I can't wait for you guys to see what we have cooking. And so many reveals, lots of reveals of new minifigs and all kinds of new stuff. I can't wait to share with you guys. It is going to be amazing. And then next week, Sunday, there is going to be a live stream as well. It'll probably be really low key and probably, just kind of chilling out and like, what's up? I'll probably
we're here. Oh,
Yeah,
we made
I'll
so
be
much.
so-
It's amazing.
but it'll be a cool follow up, kind of relaxed, hanging out as per usual on Sunday.
Then we'll start working on
What do
Aladdin
we have for that?
3478.
I think just me and you. I think it's just going to be chill. All right. So with that, can't wait to see you guys on Friday. Aaron G, thank you so much for hanging
Thank you
out.
for
This
having
was
me
just
out here,
awesome.
man. I've been looking forward to it. I'm glad. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
It's been great hanging out, and this was definitely a really cool project. It was a lot of fun. It's nice to see it come all the way forward. Tell people we shot it shooting for Star Wars, but hoping for the Princess Bride. But I will settle for a Troll 2. I'll take a Troll 2. I'll take it. But hopefully, Princess Bride, hoping Star Wars. Hey, I'll take Star Wars any day of the week. Princess Bride, but also Troll 2.
Or anything Nathan.
I'll take
Williams
it.
in.
I'll do it.
Dave Todd says, great stuff, guys. Can't wait to hang out with you, DTE, on Friday. It's going to be amazing. Thanks for the great stream and inspiration. Thank you so much for following. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the stream. Awesome. Thank you, Fruit Loop. Okay, so I will see you guys on Friday. Aaron
That's
G
right.
will be on at
9. I
9.
believe it's 9.
And James, you're actually going to be our first guest at
Dude.
1 in the morning, Thursday night. Can't
James
wait.
THO
And
Pony.
James is going to be on a couple times throughout the day, but it is going to be a party. It is going to be really
It's gonna be
cool.
awesome.
We are going to be in it to win it. It is going to be the ultimate online slumber party.
Oh, dude,
24 hour.
yeah.
Who is in it to win it? Who is going to do all 24 hours? If you can't do all 24 hours, I know some of you have to work and stuff like that.
That's
But,
no excuse.
But check in during your lunch hour.
It is an excuse.
Check in all day long. It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
Cannot wait. All right. With that, I got to move over here.
Do you like a word of wisdom or something? Do you do like this sort of like a sign off, some sort of thing, inspire?
Gosh.
I'll do one.
I-
Then you do one. I'll
Yeah,
do
you
Okay.
do one.
So create because it is within you to create, inspire, and also to inspire your future self, your past self. Now you.
Okay, so I would like to say I got something good, and that is to
Literally.
during the
else.
live stream. Yes.
But don't quote me on that because I don't know if I can get them in.
Dude, yes, you have
Oh my
to
goodness.
dude,
You
you
will
have to
find
you have to
some.
do that. Yeah. So James was just don't say it.
Yeah, don't say it.
Ah,
Don't
you
say it.
have to though. All right,
You're
guys.
gonna know.
Don't
We
say
will
it.
see you on Friday. Woohoo!